Hello, everybody. It's Angel of Yahweh. I'm going to read out of the Patriotic Almanac. It says today, the 23rd, Eleanor Roosevelt. And by the way, I'm not going to be on tomorrow night, so I have plans. So I'm going to read today's, and I'm going to read tomorrow's. So today, the 23rd, is Eleanor Roosevelt. Nearly a century and a half, most First Ladies stayed out of the limelight. Their public duties limited the greeting White House guests and hosting state dinners. Eleanor Roosevelt changed that during the years her husband Franklin was president from 1933 to 1945. She was the first lady to hold press conferences and address a national party convention. She gave scores of speeches, authorized magazine articles, wrote newspaper column, and captured country's imagination. Eleanor seemed to be everywhere, visiting coal miners in Appalachia, sharecroppers in cotton fields, and soldiers overseas. She was FDR's eyes and legs. Sometimes he would say in a meeting, "About that situation, my missus told me." So in November 1938, the outspoken First Lady attended the conference in Brigham, Alabama, where segregation laws required blacks and whites to sit apart at public gatherings. She arrived at the auditorium, took one look at the whites sitting on one side of the aisle and blacks on the other. She took her seat on the black side. After a few moments, a police officer tapped her on the shoulder and said she would have to move. The chief of police had threatened to arrest anyone who broke the segregation laws. Move she did by placing her chair in the aisle between both sections, managing to sit beside whites and blacks. For the first 4-day conference, she carries a folding chair from meeting to meeting. In every room, she sat in the middle, refusing to be segregated, the symbol of the need for all Americans to come together. We are all leading democracy of the world, she told the conference. Such prove the world that democracy is possible and capable of living in the principles upon which it was founded. In history today, 1804, Franklin Pierce, the 14th U.S. President, is born in Hillsborough, New Hampshire. 1863, the Battle of Chattanooga, Tennessee, begins, resulting in critical Union victory. 1889, the first jukebox debuts in Palace Royal Saloon in San Francisco. 1938, Eleanor Roosevelt attends the Southern Conference in Human Welfare in Brigham. 1945, most of World War II food rationing ends in the United States. I have pictures of the rations in my grandpa's book. Says November 24th, the president pardons a turkey. Says in 1863, when Abraham Lincoln was president, he cooks the White House, received a live turkey to fatten up for the holiday feast. The turkey's name was Jack, and it didn't take long for Lincoln's son Tad, at the age 10, to make friends with the bird. Soon Jack was following young Tad around the White House grounds like a pet. One day, the story goes, Lincoln was in a cabinet meeting when tearful Tad burst into the room. He announced that Jack was about to be killed and begging for his father to stop the execution. But Jack was sent here to be eaten, the president tried to explain. He's a good turkey. We mustn't kill him, his Tad sobbed back. The president halted his meeting, took a piece of paper, and wrote on a reprieve. A joyful Tad raced away to show the presidential order to the executioner to save the life of Jack the turkey. According to the White House, people sometimes gave live holiday turkeys to presidents in the years following the Lincoln administration, but it wasn't until 1947 that the first official national Thanksgiving turkey was presented to Harry S. Truman, who followed Lincoln's example and pardoned the bird. The reprieve was become an annual tradition. Each year, the National Turkey Federation chooses a plump bird and brings it to Washington. Believe it or not, the alternate is also chosen in case the winner cannot fulfill its responsibilities. Just before Thanksgiving, the President of the United States pardons the National Thanksgiving turkey at the White House. The grateful bird then retires to a petting zoo or a resort such as Disney World, where it stays the remainder of its happy natural life. It says in history, in 1784, Zachary Taylor, the 12th U.S. president, is born in Orange County, Virginia. 1832, a South Carolina convention passes a ordinance to nullify the Federal Tariff Act, which placed duties on foreign imports. In 1963, in Dallas, Jack Ruby fatally shoots Lee Harvey Oswald, accused assassin of John F. Kennedy. In 1987, the U.S. and the USSR agreed to dismantle medium and short range missiles in the first superpower treaty to ban the entire class of nuclear weapons. In 2003, President George W. Bush pardoned stars the national Thanksgiving turkey and its alternate stripes. And, yep, let's add Silver Girl. Yeah. And then I found it back here. There's prayers for the American people. So there's a bunch of prayers in here.
Oh, we need to be some.
Yeah, there's a prayer for our country, a daily prayer, a prayer to use by young Americans, a prayer for national unity and character, prayer for meeting the obligations of freedom, a prayer for Thanksgiving, and a prayer for all the peoples. There's a prayer to use by those serving in office, a prayer for the armed forces, Franklin D. Roosevelt's D-Day prayer, and there's a prayer for Memorial Day, a prayer for the times of national grief, and a prayer for peace.
Is there a prayer for the people that let this asshole that went through Wisconsin off on bail today?
Probably grief.
They let him
Yeah.
out on
Yeah. Let's do a prayer for our country.
There's 6 of them dead, and the most recent one was tried. And
Yep.
that SOB, and he has all those other warrants, and they just let him right out of jail.
Yep, that's our narrative. The prayer for our country. Almighty God, who has given us this good land for our heritage, we humbly beseech thee that we may always prove ourselves a people mindful of thy favor and glad to do thy will. Bless our land with honorable industry, sound learning, and pure manners. Save us from violence, discord, confusion, from pride and ignorance, and from every evil way. Defend our liberties, fashion into one united people the multitude brought hither out of many kindreds and tongues. Endow with thy spirit of wisdom for those whom in thy name we entrust the authority of government, that there may be justice and peace at home, and that through obedience to thy law, we may show forth thy praise among the nations of the earth. In time of prosperity, fill our hearts with thankfulness. In the day of trouble, suffer not our trust to thee to fail. Amen.
Mama Liam is at the hospital with her disabled son.
Yeah.
Think that they thought he might have had a stroke last weekend. Weren't sure,
Yeah.
and to get some tests run today. Go to the doctor, and instead he's in the hospital with extremely high blood pressure. Pulse is very high.
Uh, I think Gitmo looks good in the White House, don't you?
Yep. Gitmo, you'd be a good White House dog.
Yeah. Giggles, get your butt up here.
Here. Hey,
Yeah, let me drop the link.
then I can come up. Giggles, they let that SLB in Wisconsin out on bail.
Because it fits her narrative. I got my hair cut. What do you think?
I couldn't tell.
I got it trimmed.
Oh.
It looks a lot. I mean, there's no dead ends. You know.
Well, it's hard to see dead ends from here. They don't show
Well,
up
we can
real
see
well.
Biden. He's a dead end.
That's true.
Wrong way, Wilson, right there.
Okay. I don't know what I can show you and what I can't, but can you see him?
Oh, ow. You see Ace? You see Ace?
So Ace got his pads cut.
I know. You're saying hi to Ace. You love Ace, don't you? Yep.
I hear Aunt I hear Aunt Linda voice. Oh, get my heart. Hey, Gitmo, listen, Gitmo, you gotta listen close, listen, Gitmo. Listen, Gitmo, you're a good boy. You're the good boy, Gitmo. Yes, you just listen. Yes, good, Gitmo. Give mama kisses. Oh, not just
That's right.
microphone.
No scratchy. No scratchy. No. No. No
Hey,
scratchy.
mama's gonna finish your feet.
No. I said N-O.
I can come turn you.
N-O. No.
He doesn't want me to come. I told you, I'm gonna finish your feet.
You're doing his nails?
No, he can't support himself if he slips on the hardwood. So
Oh, he's got the little mark between his toes?
yeah, I have to keep his feet really bare, or else he has nothing
Yeah.
to hang on to. I've got stickers that go on his feet, but he'll just work on. I know he's just going to try to take them off and eat them.
Give him some booties.
I've got booties, but if I could just put them on him and leave them on him, it would work. But when we come back in here and he gets back in bed, the only thing he can think about is getting them off.
Yeah.
So I have to wrap them to keep them on. It's just, and he's miserable.
Not worth it.
So the easiest thing is keeping him with his hair not underneath his pads. That doesn't
Yeah.
work because he slips and slides and his back legs fall down. And I'm trying to find a doohickey.
Giggles, why aren't you getting up here? We dropped the link.
Well, she's got to eat. She says
No.
she says I'm eating dinner and then I'll come up.
All right.
That's
No,
what
no food for you.
at least I think that's what it says.
No food for you. Get down, Gitmo. Now. Down. 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 Down.
I wish I could find this without having to get this bag.
Lay down. You can sit there. That's fine.
I found it. I found it.
I'd rather look at Gitmo's face than Jen Psaki's.
That's true. Mama's going to do this. You might as well get used to it. You know that. Mama wins. Always. Mama never not wins.
That Gitmo has not figured that one out yet.
What?
It's a power struggle.
Oh,
He wins. He thinks he wins, and I'm like, no, Mama wins.
Ace does know better. Mama always wins. That was the first thing that Dale taught him was Mama wins. So you
Gitmo's not learned that lesson yet. That's the power struggle. This is why I get so frustrated because it's always a power struggle.
Yeah, it is. He's not really in a power struggle. He's in an attention struggle. He's afraid you're going to leave him again and let him go. And he lost his buddy, and he's like, I told you I'm going to do it. Mama wins. You know you don't win that way. Hey. Would you mind?
But I'm in Facebook jail, by the way.
Oh, you're in space jail for life.
I tell them the truth.
Mm.
What else? I'm always in jail somewhere.
So what are you doing Thanksgiving?
I'm going to my sister's Thanksgiving Day. I'm
Good.
having a friend over tomorrow night.
Good. Same friend you sent me a picture of?
Maybe.
No, that
We're
sounds good. That's what
just
I
going to be talking truth. Talking truth.
that's what I thought.
Talking truth.
Uh-huh. I hear that.
Yeah.
I also don't believe it.
Oh, I do. I do. Hey, no one has a stronger will than me, except for God. So, yeah. Hey, it's been almost 2 years, so I can. Nobody's caught me yet.
No, I could go, let's see, I've been here 21 years. Been 21 years.
I mean,
Phew.
for once, I'd like to meet somebody that doesn't look at me like I'm a piece of something to eat.
Something to eat, yeah, uh-huh. I'd like to meet somebody on my own level, intelligence-wise,
Yeah.
and
I
that's not,
asked him what woke him up, and he's been awake a while, but he didn't know everything. He watched all of Fall Caval in 2 days,
oh, that's torture.
and
And
he
put
was like, "Oh my god, my brain, my brain." And he was like, but he's like, "I knew it, I knew it." He suspected it. He said what woke him up was the zeitgeist.
was what?
Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist was a documentary put out years and years ago about.
Oh, okay. I'll see what I can find. I haven't even. Today's the third anniversary of um, Roberta joining the choir.
uh,
It's hard. It doesn't get any easier,
no, never does.
and it doesn't ever feel like I'm not totally alone in this life. And
And
of
we're
course,
not alone. We just as I mean, just think about where we were before 2 years ago.
I would not have wanted her to have to go through this.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey. Whew.
where you been? I'm in Facebook jail, by the way. So
Oh, man. For
I
what
don't know.
post?
Who knows?
I've been trying. I've
I
been
got like three
trying.
in one day. I got three in one day. So
I've been sharing
now
stuff
this
all the
time,
time.
because usually they give you an option to contest it and dispute it. This last
It
one,
is.
they would not let me even dispute it. So I was like,
I've been sharing,
my
Ohio
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like waiting to be put in jail. They don't ever put me in jail.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing a lot better, by the way.
Good.
Famous
Yeah.
last words. Giggles.
Yeah.
Hmm. But yeah, I'm
Whew.
in Facebook jail. Did you see that picture that I sent you?
Yes, I did. That was funny. Oh my God.
The
I
same
just
one I sent you, Linda,
yeah.
That was
with
funny.
the Thanksgiving one with the Clintons.
Video. I assume you've seen it, but just in case you haven't seen it, I just sent it to you in email. Uh, I assume you have,
Phew.
but it's one in case you hadn't.
Mm.
Yeah. Ooh wee. Been dealing with my mom. She's so contrary.
Hey, watch that old people stuff.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. But ooh wee. Anyway.
Yeah, it's just as crazy all the distractions that they're doing just to keep from
Too many,
people.
like crazy.
Well, I mean, it's like they try to create the narrative of of that drive-through thing, and then they found out how
Yeah.
what a piece of crap that was, and it's just like, oh my god. So
You talk about the parade thing?
yeah,
That was
yeah,
sad.
it was sad, but then they found out it was a black person that was a BLM supporter and Antifa and all that stuff, and he had just been let out, for
They probably
violent
paid him to
crime.
do it. They probably paid him to do it.
I
Yeah,
think so too.
everything's a false flag.
He's
Everything's
a
a
sale.
distraction.
The sales all around. Sales.
Yeah.
I think that they paid him to do it. They let him out on Friday on bail,
Yep.
and he never gotten out on bail on Friday in the first place.
Oh,
$1,000 bail pending already, and then they let him out today on bail too.
I just seen this. I
Oh,
thought I'd
yeah.
show
After
this.
killing at least 6 people as of the time I heard, but he
Yeah.
got out on bail today, and he should not. He's not allowed to drive a car.
He shouldn't have been allowed to get out, period, after that.
Period. He's got 2 felony charges and 6 attempted murders pending, and they let him be out on bail, and he gets to go home to his wife he's tried to kill twice and his son.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Really?
Yep.
Look at this. This post here says one of these men are dead and the other is Chester Bennington. You are watching a movie.
Ooh.
Who's Chester Bennington?
He was he was the one who was working on that documentary with Chris Cornell.
The band. They're
He
in that
the
band.
band Lincoln Park was his band, and he died. He was found hanging from the doorknob.
Oh, another one of those with a red string or something.
But look at him next to John Podesta.
I believe in.
Are they're doppelgangers. They're
They
clone.
believe in.
That's
Believe
his
in
son.
what you did for digital.
Hold on. Hello.
They believe in this.
I'm on live.
Christopher, if you're still here, I miss you, Christopher.
What's up?
So how's mom doing?
Well, she's, trying to breathe, and she's wearing the oxygen tank all the time. My grandbaby wants to say hi.
Hi. How are you?
This
Oh,
is
you
Lily.
You look just like grandma.
This is Lily Bell.
Hi, Lily Bell.
Hi.
She's trying to breathe, and she's hardly eating. She'll eat some, but not much, because she can't. If she feels full, she can't breathe.
Right, I know that feeling.
Yeah, so she don't really eat that much, and then she's just
Somebody keep right here.
okay. All right, I'll get it. One of the dogs did. And anyway, so she's
And
she don't.
after, huh?
What?
Sorry, I was on the phone.
That's okay. No, I was telling her about my mom. She doesn't want to take medicine that helps. She wants to go to sleep, but she can't sleep. But she don't want to take medicine to help her relax either. She don't want to feel drugged up.
Get her some chamomile tea.
She ain't gonna drink that. She's so picky. I can try, but I don't.
Sounds like
Just
me.
make her some tea or lavender tea, something, give her some little
Yeah.
cookies with it. Put it in a fancy cup, make it look appealing.
Yeah,
drink
maybe
it.
I can try that. I don't know.
You know?
She's
You wouldn't get me to drink it.
Now,
She-
the fancier the cup, the more you're willing to drink.
I'll try it, but she's so
Not
picky.
to-
But
I mean, I'm
With
contrary.
some like biscuits, some little cookies, make it look pretty, make it look appealing,
Don't tell
and
her
then
there's not something in it that's going to help.
right, and you can even crush up one of those pills and put it and mix it in there.
yeah,
Just make
okay.
it a regular tea or a cup of coffee even.
Yeah.
Just couple
Um,
drops in there, crunch it up. She'll be out like a fucking light.
Crunch it up in the brownie,
My mother.
and she'll
Yeah.
I'll show you my.
That's the way to give it to her, where she'll enjoy it, and not know she's had it. And when you're in hospital, you have to help the person.
Yeah. She just, I don't know if she's, I don't know if she's scared to die
Hey,
or what. You know what I
the
mean?
the prettier the cup, the more appealing.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
See?
That's cute.
Wouldn't get me to drink it.
It's like,
I don't like
Yeah. She just,
isn't that pretty though? What's this?
Yeah, it's pretty.
I think she feels like, yeah, that is cute. I like that.
I'm wondering if she thinks that if she goes to sleep, she won't wake up.
That's what I think.
She's got anxiety. Get her to smoke a bowl.
She hasn't said anything to me about it, but I know that's what it is.
Well, then don't shy away from being truthful with her. Tell her, Mom, are you really you afraid that if we give you something to help you sleep overnight, that you won't wake up in the morning?
I mean, like, I called the nurse yesterday and I said, look, is there something you can give her to help her sleep without making her feel droggy, the next morning?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like she wants to sleep, but then I guess her mind's not letting her, because she slept for about 2 hours last night and then she wanted up out of the bed. But see, this is the thing. She can still, like, if she wanted to, I believe, she can still get up and move, but she's wanting the kids, like my kids stay there. My son and his girlfriend, and then my daughter stays there. Well, she wants them to get up at 3 a.m. and help her up. And the bed she's got, it does sit her up because she don't like to lay back. She can't lay back because she feels like she can't breathe, But yeah, so she has the bed where it will raise up, like where it's sitting her up. So, but she's wanting to get up, but I said, Mom, she's kind of getting mad at them. I said, Mom, you can't get mad at them. They're asleep, that's a normal time to go to bed. You know what I mean? Like between
Right.
10 and 6, you know what I mean?
Have
And
you
I
ever
said,
played like a meditation or something? Like,
no, I hadn't really just tried that. I mean, she's normally, ever since she's like come home from the hospital, her sleeping habits have completely turned around. Like,
well, I mean, they do that in the hospital. You never get to sleep. Every 10 minutes, they're waking you up, poking you, and prodding you.
yeah,
And you don't get any rest in the hospital. It throws you completely out of whack.
yeah.
She needs
So,
to relax because she's on edge because she's expecting the door to open every 10 freaking minutes. That's why after a couple hours, she's ringing that bell, going, "Help me, help me."
yeah,
Because
she wants.
they got her
Yeah.
used to it.
I said, Mom,
Now
you can't. I know. I just said you can't expect them to get up at the drop of a hat. They're asleep, and it's going to take them a minute to get up. And so I don't know.
It sounds like she's also scared of being by herself.
Yeah. Well, like she's got a desk chair at her desk. Okay.
does she have
All
an
right, we
animal or anything?
Yeah, she's got a cat and a dog. But listen, y'all, she's got the bed in the living room. She's got a TV set up. All right, we went and bought her a chair, a lift up chair. The ones that help you get up. Okay. So we went and got her one of those, and now she's got. She sits at her desk. That's where she's always. I don't know. It's weird to me. I can't stand that desk chair, but anyway, she sits at the desk chair, and she has this pillow. She's had this pillow over there, and she's been going to sleep on her pillow at the desktop. I said, Mama, you need to go to the bed or to the chair if you're going to, you know what I mean? Like at night, you don't need to stay. But I kind of want to be like, Mom, you can't do that. But then again, it's like, well, if that's what she wants, But, what do you do? I don't know.
Because everything is changing.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has already changed.
Yeah.
if she wants to sleep on her at her desk, let her sleep there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if she's comfortable enough to sleep, she's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not shutting her breath off, or she could not go to sleep. The
Right.
instinct to breathe is so
Her
strong.
feet might go to sleep. Her feet might go to sleep,
Her
but
feet are puffy. Her feet are swollen because she's sitting at that desk
she
chair
needs
too
to,
much.
she needs to keep them lifted up.
Who cares that her feet are swollen at this point?
Right.
Just let her do what she wants to do. And the more she sets up at that desk, the more tired she's going to be at night. And if her routine is to be up all night like mine is almost, I mean, don't change your routine. Let her do her own routine.
Okay.
And only when she gets uncomfortable or starts having trouble breathing do you interfere.
Okay.
And that's just to simply say, Mom, don't you think that you're getting a little bit too hard of breathing to sit here bent over in this chair like this? You're going to have to set up if you're going to stay over here.
Yeah.
Or get her a desk for her bed.
Well, she's got that. They brought her that hospital bed, and then they brought the table,
That goes with it.
that little thing that goes across it. You know what I mean? Like the where they bring you something to eat and you eat at it, like
Yeah, just get her a laptop instead of there. She can do everything. She won't have to
Yeah.
get up.
Computer.
But she's not even she's not even really interested in watching stuff like she used to. You know what I mean? Like she's just really not. She's just kind of just like a blank stare like thing. Like you know what I mean? It's like she's not really talking that much, which that causes your breath to be short. So I don't know. She just I don't know. I just want her to be comfortable, but she's not doing what I thought. What I'm thinking hospice is to help her relax, help her to be comfortable, but she's not letting
She's not letting the process flow.
Right.
She's fighting it.
Yes.
You always fight. You don't ever stop fighting. Instinct is to fight.
Right.
The last 2 or 3 times that I was unconscious. I couldn't believe I woke myself up. I was ready to go. I didn't want to go, but instinctually, physically, your body says, "Wake your ass up."
Yeah. But
maybe get her a therapist or something so you can talk
to. Well, a chaplain, preacher like person's supposed to come and talk to her, and I think maybe once that happens, maybe that will help her. Maybe I'm hoping.
She does know what reality is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because people think what makes them comfortable is what makes them comfortable, but that's not true. And she's still going to fight until she decides not to.
Right.
And if she wants to fight, let her fight. It gives you extra time with her.
Yeah.
I'd red pill her. I mean, why not wake her up?
Well, I have been. I've been telling her, like, she already knows because I told her JFK was alive. I told her that. I told her Elvis. I've told her, and she's like, man, she's like, I hope we get to see it. She keeps
show her the cabal. Give her something to watch.
I wish she would
put in one of those documentaries. She might fall asleep. You never know.
Yeah, I wish she would get to see it before. I don't know.
Hey, pray on it.
We really just don't know how long. We really don't know how long she's got. Really, we don't.
No, you don't.
No one does. God does.
I'll tell you, from the dying point of view, you want to go quick, and you want to go with the people that you love with you.
Yes.
And I don't know if she's affectionate or not, but the affectionate crew out here always want to touch. I'm always wanting to hold somebody's hand when I'm in the hospital, something like that.
Yeah.
But you don't want.
But what I do
get to this age, you don't want anybody telling you how you should behave. And if you don't, you definitely don't.
Well, she gets mad at me. She'll say, "All right, Mom. All right, Mother."
Yeah.
Because I want her to eat more.
She's driving you crazy because she's being you.
Yes, I said,
It's got some good points. She says, learn to bend. She's going to do what she wants. It's a battle you aren't going to win. And then also give her permission to do what she wants to do. Give her permission to go ahead and go home.
yes, that's
Yeah.
that's what I'm believing. Yes, because I told my sister, I said, we're going to have to tell her to go. We're going to have to tell her. 'Cause she's
Right.
not going to do it unless we say,
It's
you
okay.
know, you're right. It's okay to go, Mom. You know what I mean? That we're going to have to do that. I know. Because she's hard headed, but I'm like, go ahead. I'm gonna say when it's time. I'm gonna say, go ahead and be with Dad. Go. I mean, run with
Right.
him. Run to him.
Yeah.
Because he misses him the
Go home.
most.
Go
She
home.
misses her husband. She misses my dad. Like,
One of the things you might could do is if she, well, you said she's not able to talk a lot, but you can talk. Go back and revisit memories and happy times that you had as a family with him very prominent, so that she gets all
Show
of
her
the
pictures.
that she had with him and gets those in her body again, all over again. All those memories, they're there, but you need to tap them again so
yeah,
that she remembers how much she wants to be with him.
yeah,
Yeah. Get the photo albums out and show
yeah.
them,
Well, my
that you've
sister
had a
got.
good life. You had a full life. We're all going to be okay. We're all,
Mhm.
that's what I told my dad. Even when I was, the final moment, my dad was not coherent. He was not there, conscious.
Mhm.
He was there, but he wasn't there in a physical form.
Yeah,
I said angelic prayers, and I told him that don't worry about us. We're all good. And go home.
yeah. I
You
know we're
did what
gonna have to.
you're supposed to do. I mean, he spent the last moments on this earth he spent was making sure my mom was taken care of.
Yeah,
Well, when I was having
And asking me to vote for Hillary Clinton.
when I was
oh
having
Lord.
down, I had people over here that he liked, two-legged people, and every single person in that he went up to and got to talk to right before we came back here, so we could put him down. Every single person knew what he wanted to hear, and that was that they were going to help take care of Mama. He didn't have to worry about it, and that it really was okay to go, and Mama would be fine, and they were going to help take care of Mama. All of them did it, and you could see the difference in his attitude and his body language just from people telling him that. Parents need to see the same thing. Um, oh, look at what Believing says now. How will he be? Shift kicker. 2 weeks before I sat and talked to my mom, I asked her what song that this guy in her church sang. She said that long black train. We played that because I got some heathen kin. But yeah, talk to her. Ask her what she wants. Ask her if she wants music. Talk to her about your dad.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
Billy D. Hey, Shift Kicker.
but
Hey, Believing.
when all
Hey,
else
everybody.
take one of those pills and put it in something to eat.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah,
also
the
gets
grandbaby.
to the point where she doesn't
Yes.
want anyone to leave the room. She may want someone sitting in the room while she sleeps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
But
maybe get her. You ever thought of a weighted blanket?
no, I hadn't thought
It
about
helps
that.
with anxiety. It helps with anxiety.
It
I hadn't
does,
thought about that.
but it's also I've got one now, and it does help with anxiety, but she ain't gonna be able to move it.
Yeah.
Or also, sometimes a heated blanket will help you relax and go to sleep.
They have throws that I use, but the heavy blankets, even I have trouble moving this heavy blanket.
Yeah.
It helps with anxiety, though. It does. It's weird, but it does.
It really does help. I got it primarily to put weight on my legs to keep the electric blanket on my legs so they get warm.
Yeah.
Anxiety too sometimes.
But a lot of people with DID and anxiety and depression. A lot of abuse victims, and also kids with autism. They like the weighted blanket. It just
Yeah, we
made
can try that, but I think she'll not like it because she's really what do you call it, hot nature. She's keeping a fan on her desk right, it blows right in front of her face. So she gets hot real easily too. But then she's been getting cold too sometimes. So I don't. She's flip flopping.
The heated blanket is so warm that I rarely use my electric blanket. Or if I
Yeah,
do,
really do.
I
She'll
warm
kick.
it up and then it goes off, and that's the best then.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, y'all. I just. Whew.
Well, they're all going to do it their own way, so you might as well give them permission to do it that way because they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
I mean,
I
I
don't-
would want at least 2 or 3 dogs in the bed with me, maybe a few cats too, and that would make me happy at the end.
Well, her cat and her dog, when the first day they brought that bed, and she slept in it. That's where they slept with her. But then ever since that, they haven't been up there with her ever since. But she went and got them a dog bed, a dog and a cat bed, and they've been sleeping in their beds. But she said she didn't like it because I guess the bed's too small to hold all of them. She felt like she was.
It is. You need a full size bed, even for one dog, much less a dog and a cat.
Yeah. So.
I'm lucky Gitmo is small, but I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm on the edge, and he's on the whole middle of the bed.
Yeah. See, I can't
He's
sleep with
managed to push me off.
Well, we have our weenie dog, and then I have my Pomeranian. Well, my Pomeranian won't sleep in here he won't sleep in the bed with me. Because he gets hot and he wants to be, where he can get air. And now the weenie dog, she don't have no hair hardly, but she sleeps up next to my husband, and I sweat, so I'm like, get off me! I don't want, unless I'm just freezing, and then I don't mind it. But if I'm hot, I can't deal with that because I'll be sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gitmo, he gets under the blanket. He burrows under the blanket, and he just
So does the weenie dog. She gets under the covers when she's real cold, but.
I found another JP, so we're gonna see what this one's about.
Oh, that's too bright. It hurts my eyes. That light clearly hates black people because I'm white. The Kyle Rittenhouse case is now closed after a year of media propaganda saying Rittenhouse is a murderous white supremacist who drove to shoot peaceful protesters at a BLM riot. The verdict is in. Not guilty on all counts. But do you think it's fair that Kyle Rittenhouse was let off for shooting 3 people in self-defense? Or do you think he's a murderous white supremacist? And what is there to learn from all this? But before you make up your mind, here are 7 things you should know about the Kyle Rittenhouse phenomenon. And some of them will surprise you. What happened? It all went down the night of August 25th, 2020. There was a BLM riot, aka super peaceful protest in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Kyle Rittenhouse showed up with an AR-15. He ended up shooting 3 people. 2 of them lost their lives. 1 was wounded and survived. The media spin. Immediately, the leftist media, aka the media, were broadcasting headlines like Kyle Rittenhouse is a white supremacist mass shooter, and white supremacists drove to Kenosha to shoot BLM protesters and opened fire in the crowd, and black people died because of Kyle Rittenhouse. Racial justice must be served. And it wasn't just the mainstream media trying to influence the public to see Kyle Rittenhouse as a white supremacist. There were exciting contributions from big tech. We'll get to those in a minute. But first, the facts. The facts. That night, Kyle Rittenhouse was asked to be there by the owner of a car lot in order to protect his cars. After 100 of his cars were torched the night before by peaceful protesters after police had abandoned the town to rioters. Apparently, the car lot owner didn't think it was very peaceful of the rioters to set all his cars on fire for some reason. And it turns out all 3 men that Kyle shot were violent rioters. Oh, and they were white, not black. Not even a little bit. Just very white. Now, who were the rioters that got shot and what happened? The wounded rioter that got shot and survived is Gage Grosskreutz, a member of Antifa. During the trial, Gage testified that he pointed his gun at Kyle Rittenhouse's head before Rittenhouse pointed his gun at Gage and shot him in the arm. Starting to smell like self-defense. Rioter Anthony Huber got shot and died. At that time, people were yelling, "Kill him," about Kyle Rittenhouse. That's when Mr. Huber attacked Kyle Rittenhouse with his skateboard, swinging it like a baseball bat, hitting him once in the neck and once in the head, and then tried to take Rittenhouse's gun. That's when Rittenhouse shot him and killed him. Fun fact, Anthony Huber was a convicted felon that previously served 2 prison terms. And rioter Joseph Rosenbaum was shot and died. A witness testified that earlier in the night, Rosenbaum said to he and Kyle Rittenhouse, "If I catch you guys alone tonight, I'm going to fucking kill you." Rosenbaum was apparently a very honest person because, true to his word, later that night, he was aggressively chasing Rittenhouse down, and while lunging for his rifle, Rittenhouse shot him in self-defense. Rittenhouse later testified, "If I would have let Mr. Rosenbaum get my gun, he would have killed me." Well, I mean, that is what Rosenbaum said he would do. Also might be of interest to know, earlier that day, Joseph Rosenbaum was released from a hospital after a suicide attempt. Oh, he was also a pedophile and convicted sex offender, as he had sexually assaulted 5 young boys between the ages of 9 and 11. 3 model members of BLM. Again, if we're pretending facts are still politically correct, which I know is a lot to ask in the time we live in, none of the people Rittenhouse shot were black. They were all white, and it was all very legally justifiable self-defense against known criminals. Well, Kyle Rittenhouse was a white supremacist in other ways, right? Of course, just, one problem. The FBI went through his phone and found 0 evidence of him being a white supremacist. So, in other ways, he wasn't. If he was, he'd certainly be the dumbest white supremacist of all time. There's certainly stiff competition for that title in that group. I hate black people, so I'm going to shoot a bunch of white people. Now, the brainwash program the media has some people under might have you wanting to ask right about now, well, I think he was a white supremacist. How do you know all this, JP? Well, I mean, it's just evidence and sworn testimonies from witnesses in the court. So now, about all these facts, Zuby tweeted, "I can't get over the fact that a white guy shot 3 other white guys in self-defense, and the US media has turned it into a black issue. Sorcery." I would say Zuby is a friend of mine that does his own critical thinking. But because he's a black man that doesn't let the media do his thinking for him, the media would probably tell you he's the black face of white supremacy, which is just as accurate as saying fire is the wet face of water. Right, media? Big Tech convicted Kyle Rittenhouse right away. Now, with these previous facts proven in a court of law, the always above the law Big Tech joined the mainstream media for some fun and very ambitiously and equally inaccurately making Kyle Rittenhouse out to be a murderous white supremacist. How so? Well, after that night in Kenosha, GoFundMe shut down Rittenhouse's fundraising campaign to cover his legal expenses. And Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter banned any form of support for Kyle Rittenhouse, censoring everything and even shutting down people's accounts that were saying things about Rittenhouse that later turned out to be actually very true, as proven in a court of law. But now that the facts are out and Rittenhouse has been proven innocent, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are at least still propagating their misinformation by continuing to ban any form of support for Rittenhouse. As of the making of this video, Big Tech just hates it when people aren't white supremacists, which kind of makes it seem like they like white supremacists. Joe Biden also convicted Kyle Rittenhouse right away. Having never heard of due process or the U.S. Constitution during his 50 years in the Senate, after the shooting and during Biden's presidential campaigning while hiding out in his basement, he tweeted out a video that had Rittenhouse's image spliced in along with tiki torch carrying white supremacists. His tweet said, "There's no other way to put it. The president of the United States refused to disavow white supremacists on the debate stage last night." Biden used this tweet making Rittenhouse out to be a white supremacist during his campaign to garner the support of some people in the public to make them believe that Biden is the guy against racism. One thing's for sure, one of these two people has a very strong track record of white supremacy. I won't tell you which one, but it's the one that gave the eulogy at the funeral for a KKK grandmaster and recruiter, and is potentially single-handedly responsible for more black men needlessly going to prison than any other person by sponsoring the 1994 crime bill. And he's the one that said Obama is the first mainstream African-American who is bright and articulate and clean and a nice-looking guy. And he said, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Oh, and he's the one that also said this.
You know, I've adopted the attitude of the great Negro at the time.
Whoa, he said that. Well, I'm sure it was a mistake and he'd never say it again.
At the time, picture the Negro Leagues went on.
Jesus, he said it again. So which one is the white supremacist? Well, I'm not going to tell you because I forget, actually. But it is worth noting that many legal experts are expecting Rittenhouse to sue Biden, the mainstream media, and big tech for millions of dollars for intentionally defaming his character and kind of manipulating half the country into hating him based on lies. The trial. Now, even though the mainstream media, big tech, and Biden don't think there need to be trials anymore because they like to play judge, jury, and executioner, there was still a trial for some reason. In it, there were 5 charges brought against Kyle Rittenhouse. First-degree reckless homicide, 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, and 2 counts of first-degree reckless endangerment. The judge also dismissed 2 additional weapons charges. In the trial's conclusion, the jury found Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty on all counts. But before the trial was over, the prosecutor named Binger did manage to point an AR-15 at people in the courtroom. Hey, get your finger off the trigger there, sport. I think we need to charge this guy before you Alec Baldwin someone. What did we learn? Do you think it's fair that Kyle Rittenhouse was found completely innocent, or do you think he's a murderous white supremacist? Now that's a question it's important for you to make up your own mind about. Not for someone to make up your mind for you about. But the more important question is, what can we learn from all this? Well, for starters, we learned it's not a good idea to go to a riot with a gun to play crowd control while people are rioting, carrying guns, and destroying property. And we also learned it's not a good idea to go rioting and destroying property. And did we learn that the mainstream media and big tech have earned our trust? Or did we learn that they purposely deceive us and they've earned our mistrust? Right from the get-go, they were aggressively trying to manipulate people into seeing Kyle Rittenhouse as a white supremacist committing hate crimes against black people, which was then proven in a court of law to be verifiably untrue. Yet even after that, CNN posts this to their homepage. Trustworthy or deceptive? Why would the media do this? Well, if we can stretch our minds into reality for just a moment, we can realize the media no longer does journalism and has been and is still trying to divide our nation, amongst other ways, not by reporting on a race war, but by creating one. They seem to be very enthused to further this divide by labeling people who see reality rather than their narrative as either a racist, a conspiracy theorist, or a white supremacist. And don't get me wrong, white supremacy is a vile act that should be condemned. No question about that. And labeling things white supremacy that aren't for your own political gain and agenda is also a vile act that should be condemned. So why does the media want to divide our nation rather than unite our nation? Well, maybe it's because a divided people are a very controllable people. And maybe through all this, we've learned to ask, who's funding the media to divide our nation? And are those same people wanting to have control over the public? If so, it makes sense that they would want us divided, and they would do so through their carefully orchestrated propaganda disguised as the news. As it's been said, whoever controls the narrative controls the population.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets simply aren't true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
And perhaps above all else, not the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, but the deception surrounding it has taught us that moving forward, you'll be much better served to turn off the news and turn on your own critical thinking so you can be united with your own thoughts and therefore be united with your fellow brothers and sisters. In my humble opinion, there's a lot to learn from all this. So we can either learn it or we can repeat our mistakes. The choice is yours.
Censorship is not part of our family values. If you want to help
I still think it sucks they let that Wisconsin guy out on bail today.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It is disgusting. And there's another United spot. Let's see what that one is. This one looks like it's gonna be good. I know. I had to ban that Mike guy off of the channel.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
Mike, wait a minute. Mike got his Supreme Court case that was supposed to be filed today with all the AG's names and signatures on it was not signed because they did a major phone call effort to explain to the various AGs in the various states just how dangerous it would be for them if they had signed it. So Mike ended up not getting enough signatures to submit it, so it hasn't gone into the Supreme Court. It was supposed to have been filed today, and I don't know if there's a timeline. I can't really find out what's going to happen now. Nobody seems to have a good read on that. But he's out there saying that it's because the left put forth that concentrated Biden down, Pelosi, everybody calling all the AGs, telling them how it would be not to their advantage if they were to sign Mike Lindell's thing for the Supreme Court to look at the election. So it didn't actually get filed. And that's a big deal. I don't know if it's going to run out. I don't know if he can get them in now. I don't know what the result is of this. All I know is it didn't get in.
What did that Mike guy say?
Oh, it was a troll.
Did he say something bad?
Yeah.
You got to him before I did.
What was it about me?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mr. T.
Okay.
Mr. T.
It was just a routine troll bot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna play this one. Let me see.
Hi, thank you for calling. Can I help you?
Hey, what? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, I want to rent a car this for the weekend. You got one of them electric cars?
We don't have any vehicles for this weekend.
What? No.
Diesel down.
All right. So what do you got?
Nothing for this weekend, sir. No vehicles at all.
All right. When's the next time you'll have a
Afternoon?
afternoon?
Yes.
Okay. What can I put can I make a reservation for an electric car?
Dad, we're out of tinfoil.
Hunter, be quiet. Daddy's on the phone. Hold on for a minute. Hunter! Hang on for a minute, please. I'm talking to my son. Honey! Hunter, I'm on the phone. Daddy's on the phone. Quiet. All right, sorry about that. Hey, do you require masks in the car? Hello? No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm sorry about that. Do you guys require masks in the car?
No. Just in our location inside. Yeah.
What about the last people that were in the car? They don't wear masks either. No. Hey, do you require vaccinations or any? Hello. Do you require vaccinations card?
To to rent a car? No, sir.
Oh man, I tell you, I strongly suggest that. That'd be a good idea to get a vaccine. But hey, do I gotta fill up the electric car with gas when I'm done, or?
We don't have any electric.
Oh, you don't have any. Well, I'm gonna plan on changing that. Because what I'd like to do is if the 1.21 gigawatts. It's like if you can't start, if you don't have like a charging station or gas, because gas is a little bit expensive right now. So my goal is like a lightning bolt. You know what I mean? That and start the car like that. But hey, so what's your? I'm sorry to ask somebody. Wait, hold on. Hey, what's your cleanup policy? You guys clean up the car?
Our cleanup policy?
Yeah. Well, my son.
Take him to the car wash?
Yeah, my son. I tell you, I'm sorry. My son Hunter, he's a good boy. He really likes that Parmesan cheese, and it gets stuck in the carpet. So, are you gonna be able to clean that, or?
As long as it doesn't stain the carpet.
Well, son of a bitch. Yeah, well, hey, I tell you, yeah, I gotta go to right by the border and get some of my buddies. So, do you got like a van I could use? You got something like that, or no? Seats like maybe put like 12 or 14 people in there. Hello? Hello?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, I just, I don't know, man. So I'm just trying to find. I'm trying to find a rental car.
We don't have anything for this weekend.
Wait. What's the soonest you're gonna have one?
Monday afternoon.
Oh, good. All right. Well, can I make a reservation? Hold on.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Like, how do we do this? Do I need a form of ID?
1 second.
Do I need an ID?
Give me 1 second.
Oh, all right.
Give me 1 second.
All right. Hunter, you be quiet. Daddy's on the phone. You just keep your painting. You keep painting, Hunter. Pick all that Parmesan cheese up. Damn kids. Hey, ma'am.
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, yeah. Hey, do you need a license to rent a car, or can I just use a credit card?
No, sir. You need a driver's license and a matching credit card or debit card.
Huh. What about like a Target card?
As long as it has like a Visa logo and you can use it at other places.
You know, I'm tired of smart people. You know, I tell you. But hey, listen. So when I rent the car, where does it go?
What do you mean, sir?
No, like when you rent a car, like where does it go?
When you rent the car?
Yeah, well, it's like I rent the car.
Your question.
Well, all right. So I rent the car, and then I rent the car. Where does it go though? That's what I mean. It's just like something I've always wondered. It's like where.
Well, I mean, I can't answer the question, sir, because I don't know where you're driving.
Right.
I don't know where the car goes to when it's rented. I don't know.
Right. That's what I've been trying to figure out. Like, where does it go? Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, all right. Let's make a reservation for you got the electric car, right?
We don't have any electrical cars, sir.
Well, I'm gonna have to change that. 'Cause, I mean, my goal is I want to see electric cars on every single rental car property by the year, whatever. So, hello?
Yeah, there's no electrical cars here, sir.
All right, well, yeah, I don't know.
Did you still want me to make your reservation?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, if you do want one, you can always call back.
Wait, what's going on?
Did you want me to make your reservation?
For what?
For a vehicle, sir.
Huh?
Amanda Grace has a new one today. If you, I didn't think much of it, but
not feeling it.
Want to say hello?
Hi, darling.
I did, you know.
Hi.
How you
And
doing?
I want to make. I'm doing okay. I'm preparing to batten down the hatches. I'm gonna make a drive to Delaware in the what do you call it? The dark of the night or whatever. And I
Or
wanted to
what?
say to believe it in South Carolina. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thanks.
Aw,
Really nice.
That's all I got.
Was great.
yeah. So, how are things in New York? Have you heard? I heard the Antifa people are trying to push riots again to the new
Well, I'm in
mayor.
Long Beach. Yeah, I was just watching New York Prepper right before you came on,
Yeah.
and he's talking about how he's looking outside. He can hear it, he can see it, but the news isn't reporting it. There's stuff happening all the time. Like they're watching crimes happen, but it's not reported. I'm not in the mix of that. I'm on the beach, so where I'm lucky right here. I don't see anything. And if it can't happen around here. If I saw anything happen, I would go out. I'd go out there myself. And I would take cops' guns and take their cars, and I would handle it myself. So I'm lucky here. I don't feel it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go for a drive, and I'll be able to. I won't see anything. I'll be on I-95, but I'll let you know if I see anything change from New York to Delaware.
You going for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see my mother.
Good for you. Anybody who has anybody with them on Thanksgiving Day that they love and that loves them is lucky and blessed.
Yeah, well, I skipped I skipped Thanksgiving and Christmas last year because I was trying to follow the rules, and I said, "Well, if this is what they want us to do, then this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to call their bluff." And just it's so I'm going this year. So I told my mom. I told my mom I was time traveling. In so I skipped my birthday. I skipped Thanksgiving. I skipped Christmas. Anyway, it'll be good because maybe I'll go home with food, and between Believe It in South Carolina and my mom, and I'm gonna live forever. All right, back to you in the studio.
Yeah. I like that orange light. That's cool. He's got the light. You're orange.
Thanks. It's my radiations. My LED radiation.
I like it. I like the orange though. The orange is very calming.
Yeah.
She loves the purple.
Warm. Yeah, that's my calming one.
That's almost the color of purple and
It was pink.
Oh, I like that.
There's all kinds of colors. Look at this.
That's crazy.
That's neat.
It's like for supposedly you put it behind your TV. I wouldn't want that behind my TV, but it's just a sticky LED strips.
Yeah, you can put them anywhere and stuff. Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. I was gonna see if there's a Delta for today.
Oh, I'll just tell you if you haven't, if you can and you haven't, make some silver purchases because the price is down. I'm just watching those prices, and whatever tiny bit of money I have, I'm tracking it.
Oh,
So
there
if you
is
can, buy
Deltas
some
for
silver.
today. There's a lot of Deltas for today.
I know 3 years ago today was Black Friday.
Yeah. Let me show you the Deltas. We'll read over that. Thought they were pretty interesting. All right, it says 3620. Huh? Go ahead.
I wanted to say that today was an important date in my mind, the 23rd, regarding the Durham something or others. That
Yeah, the indictments.
I felt that today would do
The
today.
indictment.
Yeah, today would start something. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to have indictments like we want in the first place. I don't think
Well, he's been dropping them. He's just not been dropping a lot of them at the moment.
the ones we want to see. I don't think he's going to be dropping.
I don't know.
Believe me,
Yeah.
if I had your house with your animals, a California King definitely would be what I would need. But I'd even get an extra twin bed for them so they could sleep in a bed by themselves next to me. Because
Yeah.
when you get a Great Pyrenees, a lab mix, and a Jack Russell in one bed, and a person, that's a lot of people. But I would
Yeah.
love it as long as I can get one side so I can get in and out. I
Yeah.
checked the dogs being on both sides so I can't get out.
Here's the today. This is the drops from the timestamp, from today. Do you want to do ascending or descending? Start at the top and work your way down.
Go ahead.
Okay. So the November 23rd, 2019. This is the drop 3624. This is it's got a Twitter link from Rudy Giuliani. It says it's going to be biblical, the Great Awakening, 17. 3623, which is November 23rd, 2019. It says there's a YouTube link. It's 1600. We're going to be sending massive amounts of money that simply goes into people's personal bank accounts. Theft. POTUS. Who audits where foreign aid actually goes? Nobody. Foreign aid. Country times personal bank accounts plus persons involved. Think Iran. Think Paris Accord. Attempt. Think all corrupt system. Do you think GS is spending his own money, or you push the radical viewpoint adoption? U.S. taxpayer payments, aid, directly, indirectly, GS organizations. Reread drops, reread foreign aid. Got a YouTube link. It said, listen carefully. Returning power to the people, draining the swamp. POTUS is fighting for you. It's been a long time since we've had a non-corrupt POTUS who cares for the people and not himself. 17. This says the next one is 3622, November 23rd, 2019. Got a Twitter link, and it's I think it's Jipin. I'm not sure who that is. This is the Great Awakening. Where we go one, we go all. This is 20 post 223, which is November 23rd, 2017. Says, who is Betsy? Huh?
Who is Betsy D? I've never even heard the name.
I don't know. Who is Betsy D? Why is she relevant? Expand your thinking. 17. I don't know who Betsy D is. We have to look that up. So, 222, November 23rd, 2017. It says, Q, is this relevant? Q Intel painters work focused on identifying, researching, and evaluating new startup technology firms that were believed to offer tremendous value to the CIA, the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, and the Defense Intelligence Agency. Indeed, the NGA had confirmed its intelligence. Thank you. The geospatial? Oh, thank you. Was an NSA to support U.S. operations on Iraq from 2003 on upwards. The former U.S. Army Special Operations Intelligence Officer, Painter's new job at Google as of July 2005 was federal manager of Keyhole, was to become Google Earth Enterprise by 2007. Painter had become Google's federal chief technologist. TK refers to talent keyhole, code names for imagery from reconnaissance, aircraft, and spy satellites.
I found out who Betsy D is.
Who is it?
Betsy DeVos, the billionaire Republican destroying public education. She's proposed a requirement that colleges allow cross-examination of sexual assault and harassment accusers. What? Education committee. When you approach a public school, you are protested. The Democratic Congresswoman Frederica Wilson told the Education Secretary, when you enter, you are booed. You are the most unpopular person in our government. Millions will register to vote in 2020, but many will vote to remove you more than to remove the president. She's not well liked, apparently. I don't know if that is I don't know if she's supposed to be a white hat. When the smoke of the Trump presidency finally clears, the substance of his legacy on policy, deregulation, and stacking the courts will remain and take far longer to repair. So we know that this article is being written by anti-Trump people. But that's who she is. That's weird. That it's so severe that she served as the 11th United States Secretary of Education from 2017 to 2021, known for her support for school choice, school voucher programs, and charter schools. What did that say about her? What was that? Who is she? Why is this relevant? Expand.
Yeah.
She seems to be somebody that we might have liked.
Maybe they villainized her for a reason.
She got 4 kids. She's 8 younger than I am. So she's like 62, 4.
I mean, say who is Betsy D? Why is she relevant? Expand your thinking. It's just like, look, we can see how great Trump is, with his policy and how he's done more for us than any other president ever has. And they villainized him and they made him out to be like trying to compare him to Hitler. It's like it makes people think, going, okay, if someone's doing so well and they're villainizing, what were those people really villains? It makes you question, who actually is a bad guy. Were they a bad person, or were they a good person that had to be stopped? So that's what they do. They blackmail people. They take people out. They just turn them into enemy number one. So they destroy their character.
Well, they destroyed hers, at least in the articles I saw quickly.
Yeah. So the next drops is 2/21, which is November 23rd, 2017. This is what news broke. America contractors wear hanging from the feet. Reread dumps. Why is this relevant? The news unlocks map. Expand your thinking. The next one is 2/20, November 23rd, 2017. This is a reminder. Unclassified setting monitored and analyzed in RT. Future answers past. 2019 is there's some code there. Not understanding, what they're trying to do, but it says the castle runs. Red, yes. Godspeed. And then 2018, which is 2017 from today, it says Q, is it this here? And then I guess it was a response with another number. So 2017, also 217, also from 2017. Says, God damn it, one more clue about how the fuck we will ever connect keyhole to this. One more keyword, please, please. And the key responds, clowns in America. And this is 2016. It says keyhole, happy hunting. And 215 is focus on his wife. 214, which is what is Facebook, spying tool, who created it, who really created it, nothing is what it seems.
No joke.
And then 213, it says the world cannot swallow the truth. True that. And it says 212, it says holy shit, all the president's past tweets making that reference. Musk, you magnificent bastard. Q, read your book. Do you believe in coincidences? 17. Says there's 211. It says North Korea, SpaceX. Q. Next one is 210.
I have something relevant to that.
What?
I have something relevant. Space. At the beginning of the war, I was trying to get Starlink because I thought that was a good war investment. My area was whatever. So just today, I got an email from Starlink, just communicating that the.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say I got an email today after not having any communications whatsoever for almost a year. But
Really?
today
That's
I got
cool.
an email. It's just that their production timelines are going. They're trying to expand, where they would do it. They're building their. The more people that want it in your area, I guess they'll focus their satellites, or they're putting up satellites. Then they said something about they're installing lasers. The satellites themselves in orbit could communicate faster. It's just the best way to send huge amounts of information. So I just wanted to put that on the timeline because today I got an email from Starlink.
That's awesome.
I got a basic card from Starlink that said that if I wanted to or join them or whatever, it was a discount code for regular establishing everything in your home. And I looked it up because at the time I got that, which has been at least a month ago, I had just heard about Starlink maybe actually functional, and looked it up, and be hanged if we aren't covered, and I don't understand why. Why would we be covered by Starlink early and before the rest of the U.S., what they were saying at the time, that it was still rolling out across the U.S., but it was to be first offered here on the West Coast. And that made me very, very nervous because of the fact that the West Coast is so corrupted. Why would they offer it first on the West Coast?
Everything happens in the West Coast first.
I'm used to it happening on the East Coast first. It made me nervous as to who they're connected to and who's pulling their strings.
But everything that happens here happens in California 5 years before it happens here. So.
But I just was worried that it looked like that they might be connected with the bad people. so I didn't do anything about it. It's still out there.
Just for your information.
Yeah.
For your information, Silver, Hawk has had Starlink
Has had
for
it.
about a year, I think.
Does he still have it?
Like he's been using it, I believe so. When I first met Hawk, he was talking about Starlink, and I was so excited because I was like, "You gotta show us!" Because what you do is you put $99 down, so they have 99 of my dollars. Because it's not here yet. I can get it back if I want, I guess, but
I
don't know. I'm just saying that Hawk has been using it, and so far he's okay. Well,
Excuse me, how many channels has he lost? Excuse me, that's not okay. No, I was not aware that he was actually functioning off of Starlink, but that would make sense where he's located. I'll check in with him on that and see what his experience is.
I'm going to finish this real quick. It says 210. This is November 23rd, 2017. It's got a right here, which is interesting. I don't know what that is. PLVSL. Never seen that before. I'm going to copy that. It says, check my last post, 17. And then it says 2009, 2000, the 23rd, 2017. Says, why did Barack Obama scuttle the shuttle program? What is SpaceX? Expand your thinking, 17. And this is post 208, and it says, RISV Traverse Management, very important. So I would copy that one thing. I'm going to drop it in Gematria and see what that word is. I've never seen that word before.
It looked like an acronym to me.
Yeah, so I'm going to drop it in Gematria. Could be an anagram. So, I like anagrams. So.
Yeah, I don't like anagrams. I always think acronym, but that's because I worked in the government. Everything's an acronym in the government.
Okay, so this is Gematria, and this is I put it in there, and it says PLVSBLTRA. It says God's December 7th code patterns, COVID-19 Jabberwocky, $20 bill, Holy Family of the 88, 174, anointed with the oil of gladness, manifestation of poetic justice, the Adjustment Bureau. It's got the same spelling of that word. Sorry, the stress is getting at me. Everything, the song of God. This is truly ridiculous. The black moon of the black moon Lilith, the dark moon and the dark moon Lilith. Agenda for sustainable development. There is a nightmare hall, so speak no, near Los Banos, California. Yvette Fontana, Father Josephat Turcalo, E54K ZKU plus Veltra, Holy Queen of the Great Tribulation. Okay, now I get it. LOL. Everything to the Lord. Do you think they are Masons? Jabberwockies are not an excuse. Magnificent, glorious Father of Heaven. Powers of the Gemstones. I have really had enough of them. 64 squares. Perry Aft arrested for child molestation. They are contained for their punishment. Jairus, Adam and Eve. Jesus Christ, my King. Thought is the water. Saturn is the source for all suffering. Jamatra ignites our inner fantasy realm. Yahweh. Devin Greeno is cross-eyed. Your name is your shield. Draw out and rip apart. Love travels. Islam acid throwing suicides. You're being spiteful, not honest. I love talking to you. This is the end of the road, Galvatron. Of fire and of the void. Pharaoh's chariots and his host hath he cast into the sea. Abomination of desolation in the middle of the tribulation. Son of Eloquam, and to give birth to myself. See if there's any simple. There's no simple. That's weird. Usually it gives you a simple.
Yeah, that is weird. I've not ever seen one not come up with a simple.
Yeah, no simple. That's very weird. So. Why does it say tweet? Let's see what that is. I can't tweet, so stop sharing. So, what is that? Oh, Believin said Betsy DeVos, Secretary of Education under T. I think her brother is linked to BlackRock. Wonder if there's any drops for tomorrow. Yeah, there's a few drops for tomorrow. Let's see what these say. There's not many of them. It says post 3627, November 24th, 2019. It says future trip, re-verify, notebook, pen, watch, desk, a non-interaction coming soon, 17. 3626, November 24, 2019. It's got a Twitter link. It says targeted and silenced. Gagged for a reason. Pain coming. Q. 3625, which is November 24, 2019. It's got a Browder's link. It says hunters become the hunted. Senate was the target. 17. Post 227. It's got a picture with Clinton with I think it's North Korea Council there. There's John Podesta behind him. That was from 2017. Post 226, November 24, 2017. Got another code, and this is Godspeed. Q. This is 225. Post. It's November 24, 2017. It's running on. It says, who knows where the bodies are buried? The ones who put the bodies there. Blackwater was used in Straton of shady ops by the U.S. government back when it was under cabal control. And as proper PMC, they all kept on the books. Books of which the POTUS just got access to. This is expand further, make the connection. Map currently has 43 confirmed connections. Important to understand, when this breaks, many won't swallow. Mainstream media not trusted. You are the voice. We are the here to help guide. Future proves past. You are the calm before and during the storm. The next drop is 224, 2017. It says Betsy DeVos, Eric Prince, POTUS. Got a link there. It says, who knows where the bodies are buried? The map is in front of you. Reread, expand your thinking. Purpose for time being spent here. The link says it's the intercept.com 2017. Notorious mercenary Eric Prince is advising Trump from the shadows. So, there's the link. So, I just thought it was interesting that that last link mentioned BlackRock, and Believin dropped it in BlackRock. Yeah. So, kind of interesting. So, any plans for the holidays? Anybody?
None whatsoever. No big, nothing new, different about Thursday than when will be Wednesday.
I don't know if your aide was gonna make something and bring it to you, or
No,
oh, that sucks.
I might get if she were actually cooking, I might get one of her homemade rolls, but she's not doing the cooking. Her kids are, and one of her kids absolutely despises my very existence and won't allow her to come over here when she's here. So she thinks I'm
She sounds weak.
in spite of the fact that Shirley was real sick, had cancer, throat cancer, and her daughter telling me she's not dying, she's not ever going to die, and I'm going, excuse me, aren't you 40-something years old? Don't you know people die? But she was adamant that never was her mother die, and she was going to make sure that her mother never died. And I said, well, I think you need to get real with yourself and with your mom, because it's going to be a real stressor for your mom if you keep telling her that.
Yeah.
So she actually did. That was years ago.
Yeah.
And
so you just told her reality.
Yeah.
That she hates you.
Yeah.
Okay.
She talks about me to other people, even to this day. She can't let go.
Well, she's full of bitterness. So.
Well, what'd she say? She said, my mom's going to die.
Yep, someday your mom's gonna die. You're not going to be able to stop. I mean,
we're not promised forever,
And if you continue to try to convince yourself she's never going to die, you're not going to be able to help her when it's her turn to die.
Right.
You're not going to be able to make it easier or any of that. You need to get with reality here and do what your mom needs you to do now to make it easier for her going through all this chemo, to make it easier for her instead of putting shame on her for being sick. But no, I'm the most evil devil that ever walked. She literally calls me the devil incarnate.
Great. Why Why is it that I've been called the devil, you've been called the devil? Why are we devils? Why are we the devils? You're not a devil, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
None of us are. I mean, we're not devils. We're trying. We're the light workers. We're trying. We are the ones who are. We're not of this world. We are of a different.
Well, honestly, had I known how invested she was in it, I would not have said it. But I had no clue at her age that she could possibly be that beguiled that she thought she was going to be able to keep her mother from dying forever. When, especially since she treats her mother like
she's got mental issues. She's got some serious mental issues.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you knew her lifestyle, you'd have said that a long time ago. And
she's not in reality. She lives in a video game.
Her daughter was molested by her husband, and she left her son to live with the husband.
Wow.
Yeah.
She chose the perpetrator.
Yep. So that makes her not high on my list of nice people. I recognize that it's part of the problem. I recognize that she was abused as were kids, but
you just got to break that contract. You just got to. You've dealt with her before, and like Dolores says.
She jumps from one guy to the next. She doesn't live any place on her own. She lives with somebody all the time. They mistreat her, and she leaves, and then she gets another one.
She's her own walking soap opera. You need to just end that contract, send her on her way with love and light, and she lives her life, you live yours. So.
Oh, no, I'm not connected to her at all. I just said that.
She wants some rolls for Thanksgiving dinner, damn it.
Yeah, I did want my homemade rolls. They almost all, it's the closest I've come to what Roberta's rolls tasted like. And it's the only person I've ever, I love homemade bread. And yeast rolls are my favorite, partly because of Roberta.
You need to send her some blessings, though. You do need to send her some blessings.
Yeah. It's possible because
send her your book.
If there's anything, any rolls left over, I'm sure I'll get one.
Yeah. But this is from the Weekend Warrior. He posted this video. It's a Complete London 2012 opening ceremony.
I saw that when it came out today, but I didn't watch it, and I thought, what the hell has this got to do with now?
Apparently something, so we'll watch it.
Yeah, so I'm glad you pulled it up. Can we look?
So warm. And how nice to hear two verses. There's certainly many more than two voices. And now we move on to celebrate an institution which was founded the year of the last London Olympics in 1948.
Can you turn it up?
And we're going to see a very special example.
Veuillez accueillir Mike Oldfield, accompagné du personnel du National Health Service et de nos...
Wow. Oh.
Stop the music because of the copyright. So we're just gonna.
Too. Now this. How did wait? Is that a real thing, or is it that they put on for this song, or what? That looks like the Olympics, but it doesn't with all of.
It's the opening ceremony of the Olympics in England in 2012.
But that bit that they were running around, is it this? I think this is just something on top of. I think they're playing with the video, is what I'm getting at. Because they didn't have beds in that Olympic opening ceremony.
What the hell does this have to do with the Olympics?
Yeah, I don't. Is this real?
Yeah.
It was really beds. What
It
was
says. Yeah, he said.
I know what it says, but I don't remember anything like that at all, ever. So was it actually broadcast with beds? Or are they playing with us? Because all of that could be done CGI without any problem. And splicing too.
NHS.
What's that mean in relation to Olympics? National Health Society is what it stands for, I believe. If they put on beds in the 2012 Olympics to represent poof, we just flat missed it.
They have to tell you what they're gonna do. And all the same sex
I'm
people
looking at the
standing
wardrobe.
together.
Now all of the patients are
What
children.
time period is that wardrobe from? And the wardrobe, what time period is the wardrobe?
That's like 40s, 30s, and 40s.
It was like the war too.
Yeah, World War. Like no, that's like 40s and 50s, 40s and 50s.
World War II.
Yeah, that's 40s and 50s.
It says that it is legit.
Yeah.
That's a weighted blanket.
Mm-hmm.
2 kids in there to sleep together.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do that with grotesque kids at Greenville.
Made it a moon. Someone's got an echo.
Blob in the middle. That looks like a blob of spike protein to me.
Look like a moon. Like the beds were in a moon shape.
Yeah. Hi, Dees.
Come on up, Dees.
He says, here's the link to the original video. It's 100% legit. I looked up and that looked like Greta and I almost threw up.
Hold on, let me see what this one is saying. Nope, still got the music. So. Graphene oxide?
Fear porn, fear porn, fear porn. How many more fear porns can we have?
Graphene oxide?
Oh shit, that's even worse than the original.
The nanoparticles?
I must have slept through this one. Because I never saw this. My girlfriend in Tualatin was really into Olympics. She died the year before this, so that's probably why. I don't think I watched the Olympics since she died. Who's that dude?
I don't know.
Is anybody important?
I have no idea. That's Voldemort.
Dee
got a
said
wand.
stop the video. Dee,
Stop.
Your YouTube
Suspended.
Your YouTube has been removed.
What?
Check your YouTube. According to my YouTube, you're removed.
I don't see it.
Stream suspended for policy violations.
Where does it say that?
On YouTube.
I'm looking right now.
StreamYards, we're back, in essence, backstage if you're watching on StreamYard. If you're watching on YouTube, we fell off.
What? I'm looking right now.
Well, mine says
stream unavailable.
Yes, stream suspended for policy violations. So we're backstage.
Oh no.
We'll just give it a second. We'll stop playing. We weren't even playing any
How are we
music.
supposed to get famous?
We're playing music, so what is it?
YouTube is so stupid.
What could they have even gotten to you on?
Oh, I thought you said you two or so. YouTube.
No, YouTube.
I mean,
All right, we'll take off the video and we'll sit back
Which-
here and we'll.
Is it me?
With-
Am I the?
I wonder why they wouldn't. Dee's, get up here and tell us why they would.
It's Dee's fault. Yeah, Dee's, tell us. Can you give us a
Can
full
you come
report,
up
please?
here? We're backstage.
Yeah. Well, he can
Yeah, he can.
if he's got the video. You're putting it into chat, but it's not showing. There's nothing in chat showing on YouTube past these has come. Oh, there you go. All right. He might be able to if he can see it. So chat,
Yeah.
your link appeared in YouTube's chat, but the stream is still
I'm
unavailable.
back up now. I'm back up now.
Okay, good.
Okay. Yep, it just now came up for me.
Yeah, I'm back up.
I don't know why it takes so long to go from wherever the server is to me, but
Yep.
we got
Come on up, please.
Thank you for your help too. And telling
Yeah.
me I would never have looked on that one. Because I couldn't. Yeah, Believing said, why did they do that? We don't know, Believing.
YouTube is an asshole.
I can't imagine.
I just about to say that all
What could
the.
they
I want
have
to say
done?
something nice.
I guess he's spot on. The Weekend
I
Warrior,
wanna
he's
say
always
something
spot
nice. Hold
on. Oh, what? Go ahead.
Angel, I really, you look very nice. I like this top, silver. We have a much closer view of you. You look very nice. It looks like you're wearing lipstick. Yvonne, you look beautiful earlier. And I can't speak for myself, but I don't know why
You're
everyone's
beautiful
looking so
too.
good tonight.
You're beautiful.
You're beautiful. Maybe she's bored with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Always looks beautiful. It's not fair.
Yeah. Over the target with
I'm
that
in
video.
bed.
They took 101 down for that 6 months ago. Yeah.
For the Olympics video?
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's where I saw it. Oh, Prepping showed that. He was talking all about that. Yeah, that was scary. What the hell? What does that have to do with the Olympics? Why are they scaring? That's scary even for an adult. And yeah, those look like graphene oxide ninjas, and then like demonic spirits. Why are they taking that child up in a bed to a demon?
Yeah.
That just,
And why do they have cages?
I guess a graphic oxide might have been a key that might have got caught.
We can watch a situation update.
I don't like her. She puts me to sleep. Did you see what I sent you on email that says, in case you hadn't seen it? Because if you haven't seen it, you might as well play it.
I'm looking. Hold on.
There's a Reba
Oh,
McEntire.
okay. I got it. Part 2. Yeah, part 2.
I don't remember. You want me to-
Elvis.
Yeah, it's Elvis.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wasn't positive you'd seen
We'll show it. We'll show it. All right, we're gonna put it up on YouTube. All
Uh-oh.
right.
that. Boy, I sent you another one that's no longer available.
Huh.
The one that talks about bail granted for Daryl Brooks. That video
Yeah.
is no longer available.
Yeah. I'm in YouTube jail. I know that. So they don't like me either. Facebook. I'm in Facebook jail, and YouTube doesn't like me. So
Ted Nugent was the other one. I didn't know if you'd seen his recent either.
I like him. So let's see. Let's watch this, and then we'll do Ted.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't like him, but I thought you did.
I like Ted. Yeah, he's good. All right, hold on.
That some believe have resulted in the staged disappearance.
On March 4, 1977, Elvis took his last leisure trip with his friends. According to several people, Elvis behaved unusually, almost as if he was saying goodbye. June 29, 1977, Elvis gave his last concert in Indianapolis. July 26th, the FBI signaled that the investigation into Frederick Peter Proe finally had enough evidence to go to the grand jury. Early August, Elvis desperately tried to reach President Carter to discuss some urgent personal business. August 15th, United States Attorney Michael Cody advised the FBI that his office was ready to go before the grand jury with the Operation Fountain Pen case. August 16th, Elvis Presley is reported dead at Graceland. October 18th, 4 alleged members of the fraternity, including Frederick Peter Proe, were arrested in connection with the Presley fraud case. Could this investigation have led Elvis Presley to fake his own death?
Do you think it was dangerous enough to justify a sudden disappearance?
Well, that's the point. If you look at the criminal background of certain individuals who were involved in the Presley case, it would be highly justified.
I can't hear it.
Do you think that Elvis was put under the witness protection program?
Well, the fact that the 2 members of the fraternity who were involved with Presley in the Jetstar deal were themselves put under the witness security program is something in itself. If it was dangerous enough for the prime suspect,
Anybody else here?
under the witness security program, it was surely good enough for Elvis Presley as
I
the
could
main
just barely
victim
hear it.
under the program. But Elvis Presley was a federal agent. There's no doubt about that.
Questions people ask is, what would he be doing now, or what would his life be? And I think, Elvis would always be a part of music, no matter what. I mean, it was in his blood. I think that maybe he'd be going into gospel, maybe even preaching a little bit. He loved to have, he loved to teach, and he loved the Bible.
Are you satisfied with the image you've established?
Well, the image is one thing, and a human being is another,
How close is the image to the man?
It's very hard to live up to an image, I'll put it that way.
You may not be rich, you may not be famous, you may not have mansions on the hilltops and drive Rolls Royces and Cadillacs. But look what you have. All those are just things. Amen. I mean, that Cadillac can't do more than your Ford. That Mercedes can't do any better than that amen. And that Dodge under you, amen, that you're in. Or that whatever Toyota, whatever you're driving. Be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for what you have. Amen. That's what Paul taught us. Be thankful for the things that you have.
Jesus came as a servant.
What are we this morning? I want to be a big preacher. That's what I used to think when I was a kid. I want to be A. Allen. I want to be Billy Graham. I want to be something. No, I just want to be what God made me to be. That's all I am. We are what we are by the grace of God. Amen. What little you do, be faithful to do what God has given you to do.
Yes.
And if God wants, He'll give you more.
Yes.
And if you really want it, sometimes we think, well, I wish I could do this. The fact of the matter is, you don't really want to. I sure like to be famous. If you got out there among that kind in that world, you find out maybe real quick you don't want to be there.
Amen.
I don't want to be in that. I don't want to be in that world. I don't care about that. There's too many problems out there, man. There's too many heartache and headaches, and there's too much pressure in this world.
Yes.
Hallelujah. Because I'm on my way. Yes. Well, I'm on my way to Canaan land. Yeah, I'm on my way up to Canaan land. Hallelujah. I'm on my way up to Canaan land. Well, I'm on my way. Glory, hallelujah. I'm on my way. That should be our reason for going. That should be our reason for getting up every morning. That should be our reason for living. That should be our reason for praising God. That should be our reason for preaching. That should be our reason for loving Jesus. That should be our reason for testifying. That should be our reason for everything we do as a Christian, because we're on our way to be with Him. Hallelujah. And I ain't got time to look back. I ain't got time to meddle and dabble around in sin and my way of life that I was before. Now I'm a new man. I'm a new creature. I'm on a no pathway to heaven. Hallelujah. Nothing's going to stop me from going. Come on. Yeah, but none of there's so many things. I don't care what those things are. There ain't nothing so great that can hold you back. He's real. I know He's real. Hallelujah. When people come to church, that's what they want to do. I know that God is real. He's real in my soul. My God is real, for He has washed and made me whole. His love for me is like a pure gold. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my soul. In America, we have in America celebrities of all kinds that we look up to, that we think about, that we admire. Different kind of celebrities. And everybody tries to be like some celebrity of their choice. And we all admire actors and singers and politicians and presidents and usually they're people like that are popular and well known. But you know what? I can't think of anybody that I'd rather be like and be around than Jesus.
Amen.
That's right. Because, hallelujah, He's real. Amen.
Yes, He is.
He's the real thing.
Yes, amen.
Everything else that men have in this world is just a show.
Faith.
It's just an outward show.
It is.
But to get to know the man, there's a lot of popular people that's been popular throughout the years that have said, that's the image. But if you got to really know me, it's a whole lot different than the image. Elvis said that about himself. Other people have said that about themselves. Other people that are popular and well known say, well, that's just the image. But to try to live up to that image is hard. Does Jesus have that kind of effect on you? Does He mean that much to you? Has He made Himself so real to you personally that you're willing to say, okay? Does He mean so much that suddenly you might not even understand why? But you get up and you leave everything behind. Everything that you knew, everything you longed for, everything that you worked for, everything that you struggled for, everything that you worked so hard in your life to achieve. I've come this far in life. Am I going to give it all up? Am I going to lay it aside like it's nothing?
Because Jesus is everything. What he has to offer me is greater than all the world. What he has to offer me is something the whole wide world cannot give me. In Christ. If a man gains the whole world and loses his soul, what does it profit him? So Jesus is putting the value of the soul, the enrichment of the soul, far greater than all the riches of the world. Do you love me more than these? Do you? Hallelujah. Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows go? Why should my heart feel lonely? I long for heavenly home. Will Jesus is my portion, and the precious friend is without him, I should without him, I would be drifting like a ship without a sail. Oh, I know through the storm tonight, precious Lord, I wish you those dear and precious angels you might cry, you like hold my hand, hold my rest on the precious Lord.
In the very last year, 1977, he woke up to a lot of his blind spots. And we had many, many conversations along these lines. And he said to me, Larry, he said, my life is on the line. My life is on the line.
I was getting desperate. It was getting desperate. I couldn't live this way. God, I can't live this way anymore.
You're gonna have to do something. One day I was in bed and I was laying there, I couldn't get up. I was crying, bawling like a baby, just bawling, squalling, crying.
I've got to get off these pills. I've got to change everything. I have to change my whole life. And he said, I'm going to get on your diet. And I brought him many books on diet, nutrition. And he said, I'm going to run on the beach. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to eat correctly. He didn't want to live the lifestyle that he had. Elvis, the real man, is very different than that image in the jumpsuit.
Sometimes you can still hop before it's on good, man. Sling around there, Bob. You got it. Bob Joyce, man. What a guy. Don't you cry. You know bound to
Yep. I like Bob Joyce. Can't wait to go see him. Road trip. Everybody's muted.
Road trip. Well, we need to get
You're
an
muted,
electric car
girl.
from the rental car company.
Oh, there, I got you.
We need electric cars from the rental car company. We
Oh,
need
yeah.
electric cars powered by lightning bolts.
Yeah, that was the
Well,
Back
like
to the
gigawatts.
Future reference. 21,000, gigawatts was mentioned the Back to the Future movie.
Mhm.
So, let's see what that one that you just dropped about the Trump
I
demonstrates.
haven't looked at any of these. They just were ones that looked interesting and
All
read
right,
up.
we'll watch this one. I gotta work all day tomorrow, so yeah.
I thought you said you were off tomorrow.
No, I'm off on Thursday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you off on Friday?
No. No.
Thousands. You decided to comment on some of them too. You've written comments on there, or some of them have been printed and so forth. I'm looking right now, the swearing in of Neil Gorsuch. You made a huge difference when it came to the courts. You believe in the Constitution. You love the Constitution, yet you weren't educated in the Constitution. You weren't sort of a ideologue or philosopher when it comes to the Constitution. What is it? How did you come to love the Constitution and know that we needed to appoint judges that would follow it?
So, number one, I love our country, and our country is based on the Constitution. And, our country is not living up to the Constitution right now with the kind of things you see. They're trying to subvert it. And more so now than anybody would ever believe. Bernie Sanders is saying, I can't believe they're doing this. This is far more than what they're doing to our country. Is perhaps, they talk socialism. This is communism in so many ways. There's no freedom of the press. The press is totally corrupt. The press and them are the same. There's no freedom of the press. That's how communism starts.
Couldn't agree more. We'll be right back.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
We will shut you down. We will cite you. And if we need to, we will arrest you and we will take you to jail. Period.
I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this.
But no amendment to the Constitution is absolute.
God actually spoke to me. He spoke about sacredness. He said to me, Kim, what I place in many, many people is sacred. And if anybody touches what is sacred to me, then it is the end for them. So what I've done in the United States of America is sacred. And there are people on every side that are trying to destroy what I deem sacred. And it's not going to happen.
This is the definition of criminal conspiracy, racketeering, and collusion. This is not theory. This is evidence.
Because I have upheld this country to spread the light to the rest of the world. When you choose to go against the sacred thing that God put into the very heart and the soil of this nation, this was sacred to God. This is exactly why I need some action for my people.
I didn't see 5 ways he gets back.
It was a commercial.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
Which one was that? Next to the last one or the last one?
This is that was the President Trump demonstrates his love for America.
Yeah. Okay.
And-
yeah. That makes one. I thought it was the last one. I knew that it couldn't be the last one.
Hey. All right, let's watch you want to watch the last one you said?
I don't care. I just didn't know.
All right, 1 second. I'd love to see, the Ghislaine Maxwell displayed like Mr. Rittenhouse's trial was displayed.
Well, it's a federal one, then they're not allowed to be broadcast.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Supposedly you can listen.
Hold on. Oh,
Supposedly,
yeah.
there's a phone number you could call and listen to what's going on in the courtroom all day. You can't be there.
Welcome to this Christian Patriot News.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. BitChute. Sorry. So you can call the number and play it?
I think so, but I don't know what the number is or how to find it. I just heard about it. But that was the explanation for why, even though we can't observe the trial, we still can listen in on the trial. But apparently they do cut the phone off at times, so you don't hear all of it. I don't know if they cut it off on the things that the jury would not hear or what, but I didn't go any further than that because I knew I wasn't going to sit here and listen to it. It was going to make me irate. So I decided not to go down that route.
Welcome to this Christian Patriot News update. Today, one of my favorite anons posted a telegram. When will Trump make his move? No one knows. It might be a month. It might be a year from now. Trump has dropped some veiled clues, but hasn't given us a clear answer on the issue of timing. Well, today I'm actually going to talk with you about the timing of Trump's return. Today, I'm going to do something I rarely do, and I'm going to give you some dates. I'm going to make some predictions of our favorite president returning to his rightful place as President of the United States of America. The important thing to focus on for now is that Trump and his people have a plan to save the country. He didn't abandon us on January 20th. He put into operation the next phase of his plan. Think of the strategic importance of Durham's indictments and Ghislaine Maxwell's trial happening while Biden is in office. No one can claim that Trump is weaponizing the DOJ against his enemies. Remember, folks, optics are important. As the country struggles, normies are becoming more desperate for a solution. Imagine how their perception of the world will change after watching Trump save the country for a third time and witnessing the prosecution of corrupt people in every part of society. The Great Awakening is upon us, and nothing can stop what is coming. Today, I'll present several of the most likely scenarios that will restore our favorite president to his rightful place as leader of the free world. I'll also intermingle two of my favorite all-time inspirational videos. Heavy metals in our water supply and chemicals in our food have made the importance of watching what we eat more relevant than ever. Our bodies have never been more vulnerable or bogged down with artificial ingredients. However, myself and thousands of others have successfully found an easy way to eat better and energize our zest for life. Our secret is called Reds with CPN. Reds with CPN is a great tasting, energy supercharging drink. 3 things happened when I started taking it. First, it reversed my feelings of sluggishness. I now have more energy than ever. Second, my mental clarity improved. Third, my skin feels healthier and looks younger. Take Reds with CPN and watch your energy skyrocket. Get Black Friday deals today when you visit www.redswithcpn. That's Reds with CPN, and get up to 51% off your order today. And remember, when you support my sponsors, you're supporting this frontline soldier.
Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. It's called the road less traveled. What imprint will you leave in the sands of history? What will future Americans say we did in our brief time right here on Earth?
Take the children and yourself and hide out in the cellar. By now the fighting will be close at hand. Don't believe the church and state and everything they tell you. Believe in me, I'm with the high command.
My administration is 100% committed to eradicating human trafficking from the earth, this form of modern-day slavery here in the United States and all around the world. We are dismantling the criminal organizations that make large-scale human trafficking possible. We will not rest until we've stopped every last human trafficker and liberated every last survivor.
There's a gun and ammunition just inside the doorway. Use it only in emergency. Better you should pray to God, the Father and the Spirit will guide you and protect you from up here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me calling you?
Our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. There is nothing the political establishment will not do, no lie that they won't tell, to hold their prestige and power at your expense. The Washington establishment and the financial and media corporations that fund it exist for only one reason: to protect and enrich itself.
Swear allegiance to the flag, whatever flag they offer. Never hint at what you really feel. Teach the children quietly, for someday sons and daughters will rise up and fight while we sit still. Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Can you hear me running? Oh, my calling. Can you hear me?
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Whether we are black or brown or white, we all bleed the same red blood of patriots. When America is united, America is totally unstoppable. There should be no fear. We are protected, and we will be protected by God. Did we challenge accepted wisdom and take on established systems? I think I did, but we all did, and we're all doing it. Or did we just go along with convention, swim downstream so easily with the current, and just give in because it was the easy way, it was the traditional way, or it was the accepted way? I know that each of you will be a warrior for the truth, will be a warrior for our country and for your family. And as long as America remains true to its values, loyal to its citizens, and devoted to its creator, then our best days are yet to come. I can promise you that.
That presentation is one of my all-time favorites. It's called Silent Running. Our favorite president says, I know each and every one of you will be a warrior for the truth, a warrior for our country and for your family. As long as America remains true to its values, loyal to its citizens, and devoted to our Creator, then our best days are yet to come. He says, I can promise you that. Think, promises made, promises kept. Let's start with scenario number one. The fastest way that Trump can be reinstated to the office of the presidency is instantly, right now, or you could argue yesterday, because according to people like Lin Wood, he's not waiting for our favorite president to announce that he's back, but rather to reveal he never left. Many believe that Trump is still the president and that he's operating a shadow presidency behind the scenes. And when the timing is right, he will reveal this to us, the American people, and to the world. Patel Patriot, the author of The Theory of Devolution, believes the same as Lin Wood. I've made 3 videos on the subject. My latest covers parts 1 through 13 of Devolution and includes 3 additional hours of interviews in the description box. And speaking of description boxes, you can find that video in the description box below this video. And if you're watching on Before It's News, it'll be the next video in the same article. So we'll call scenario number 1, Lin Wood's reveal, or Patel Patriot's devolution. The bottom line in scenario 1, Trump is still president behind the scenes. Scenario number 2 is to decertify the election. Here's how. Consider everything happening in Wisconsin. The sheriffs have already revealed over 10 times the amount of election fraud necessary to overturn Wisconsin. Or how about Pennsylvania, where it's already been proven that 1.8 million ballots were sent out and 2.6 million mail-in ballots were returned. Consider the new Delaware County, Pennsylvania lawsuit. Those of you who follow me on Telegram, you've already seen the footage of corrupt officials illegally destroying evidence. For anyone who's not yet following me on Telegram, it is Christian Patriot News headquarters. I recommend you hit pause right now, go to the 3rd link in the description box below this video, and get yourself subscribed to me on Telegram. You're missing out on 50 to 100 informative posts in between every video update, including posts like this. I'm going to play this 2-minute clip, and then we'll move on.
This is Jim Savage and James Allen discussing getting rid of the pads and second scanners.
Pads and the second scanner. We got to talk about it again. Why? What's wrong? What's wrong?
Here's Tom Gallagher again, lawyer for Delaware County, destroying voting machine tapes to bypass the right to know request.
And let them try to figure it out. Right. What we did.
Mom, why do you have to rip it off? It makes you feel better.
We are just so many copies. I didn't want to try to pick it out and take it through stuff flat.
Oh.
We're gonna have a little campfire going.
And that was 4 times.
What we have here is evidence. What we have there is evidence. Right? Let them figure that out.
Yes, but what I don't understand, and this makes me nervous, is why tapes were being thrown away. So what is...
Those tapes were...
No, you guys have been throwing away tapes. So what tapes are you throwing away? Like, why?
Because they're unidentifiable. There's no way they could,
But it's been that way since the November election, so why would you throw anything away? Since you have to save it for 22 months.
Well, let's put it this way. Yes, there are tapes that are being tossed, but they are of no audit value. Of no audit value.
Heavy metals in our water supply and chemicals in our food have made the importance of watching what we eat more relevant than ever. Mega corporations make killer profits by cutting corners on nutritious ingredients found use reds with seeds. We discussed Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Consider everything being revealed in Arizona. Consider the Maricopa County audit. Consider Georgia and Michigan. If any two big states or three smaller states decertify, it's official. Biden is illegitimate and Trump must be reinstated. Now, scenario number 3 is Mike Lindell's latest Supreme Court lawsuit. Remember, the Supreme Court wouldn't hear the case for election fraud because they claimed no standing. Now, multiple state attorney generals are suing to reinstate President Trump. The suit will be filed on Tuesday, November 23rd, and according to Mike Lindell, the Supreme Court will have no choice but to overturn the election when they actually see the mountain of evidence presented by state attorney generals and Secretary of States. Scenario number 4 is gaining steam. We'll call it the 2022 midterm, red wave, and subsequent Biden-Harris impeachments. Consider this. Long-tenured Democrats in the House and Senate are dropping like flies, announcing retirement and saying they won't run again for various reasons. Based on new election laws across the country and MAGA Republicans, independents, and even some Democrats waking up to the fact that elections have been rigged for decades, the midterms will be the fairest elections this country has seen in many years. Many are predicting and preparing for a 70 to 80% pro-Trump MAGA Republican stronghold in both the House and Senate. You appoint Trump Speaker of the House, and you use your majority to rightfully impeach Biden for treason and sedition against the United States of America. Then you demonstrate that Kamala was never even eligible to be president in the first place. And following the impeachment of Biden and then the removal of Harris, Speaker Trump is third in line to take back the presidency. He finishes 2023 and wins in 2024. He stays until 2028. Flynn can be his VP, and then Flynn can serve back-to-back terms. Remember, according to our favorite president, the best is yet to come. I'll let you hear it from him. Enjoy this inspirational 3-minute clip.
America is a land of heroes, a place where greatness is born, where destinies are forged, and where legends come to life. This is the home of Thomas Edison and Teddy Roosevelt, of many great generals, including Washington, Pershing, Patton, and MacArthur. This is the home of Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Amelia Earhart, Harriet Tubman, the Wright brothers, Neil Armstrong, and so many more. This is the country where children learn names like Wyatt Earp, Davy Crockett, and Annie Oakley. This is the place where the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth and where Texas patriots made their last stand at the Alamo. The American nation was carved out of the vast frontier by the toughest, strongest, fiercest, and most determined men and women ever to walk on the face of the earth. Our ancestors braved the unknown, tamed the wilderness, settled the Wild West, lifted millions from poverty, disease, and hunger, vanquished tyranny and fascism, ushered the world to new heights of science and medicine, laid down the railroads, dug out the canals, raised up the skyscrapers. Our ancestors built the most exceptional republic ever to exist in all of human history, and we are making it greater than ever before. This is our glorious and magnificent inheritance. We are Americans. We are pioneers. We are the pathfinders. We settled the new world. We built the modern world. And we changed history forever by embracing the eternal truth that everyone is made equal by the hand of Almighty God.
America is the place where anything can happen. America is the place where anyone can rise. And here, on this land, on this soil, on this continent, the most incredible dreams come true. This nation is our canvas, and this country is our masterpiece. We look at tomorrow and see unlimited frontiers just waiting to be explored. Our brightest discoveries are not yet known. Our most thrilling stories are not yet told. Our grandest journeys are not yet made. The American age, the American epic, the American adventure has only just begun. Our spirit is still young. The sun is still rising. God's grace is still shining. And my fellow Americans, the best is yet to come.
Scenario number 5 is my personal worst case scenario. Now, I realize that a whole lot of people have a whole lot of worst case scenarios. Some are calling for the destruction of our country and us being transformed to socialism and eventually communism. I personally don't believe that that'll happen. I think that we will continue to strengthen election laws across the country, and that digital soldiers like us will continue to do our part in this great awakening. Remember, the choice is the Great Awakening or the Great Reset. I believe in this battle of good versus evil, eventually God wins. So with the control of the House and Senate, will ensure a fair and legitimate 2024 presidential election, and my worst case scenario is our favorite president serving 2024 through 2028. Thanks for watching today. Please support my work as a frontline soldier, sharing truth far and wide. I've got links to Give, Send, Go, DonorBox, BuyMeACoffee.com, and my Cash App all in the description box below this video. If the links don't work, it's no trouble. Together, we will win, especially the good fight of faith and our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for those of us who put our faith and our hope and our trust in Him. Today, let's read a few verses in Romans chapter 6. This is Paul writing to the church of
I just ran up on Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
Just bought 11,000 square foot, $25 million mansion in Florida. And it must be worth so much money because it's on the beach. But what's
Who I wouldn't want. I wouldn't wish her in a bikini on anybody.
Marjorie Taylor Greene tweeted, "Ow, Pelosi went house hunting last week in South Florida. She was actually on my airplane. She wants to retire in Florida to enjoy low taxes, mask-free hair salons, and Republican freedom policies while literally destroying all these good things for the American people."
Yeah, but she doesn't allow that for her own constituents where she's...
No, she's ruined it. And the news of her new home comes as rumor about her possible retirement had been the talk of D.C. The 81-year-old speaker has hinted that she may retire before 2022 midterms, and now she may make good on it. CNN reported. After taking back the House in 2018, she called herself a bridge to the next generation of leaders and agreed to a deal. She'd serve again as Speaker for no more than 4 years. Time is now ticking. No one knows what she will do in 2022. Confidants of the 81-year-old speaker reject any rumors she might quit before the end of this Congress, saying
I wouldn't give her
would
4 seconds.
in voting and undercut her ability to raise millions to save her party's imperiled majority. She's yet to say if she will mount in a re-election bid next year, though her campaign continues. Oh, lovely. Her campaign continues to raise millions in case she runs for the seat she's held since 1987. Okay, so they run, they're collecting millions for her in case she runs. And what happens to the money if she doesn't run? Does she get to pocket it? In one way or another, I'm sure she does.
It's a nice money laundering thing.
Yep.
What they always do.
You're fine. I know the vibrator went off. You're fine. I'm reaching. Here it goes. I kind of wanted to see that Zelenko one.
The what?
Zelenko? It's up towards the top. Must hear this video save lives.
Is it got anything about the V?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't heard it. I would assume it has something to do with it.
Yeah, I just don't want to get taken down.
I can't. Well, you've already gotten taken down once.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to.
It's an SGT report. They're pretty good about not making it. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it isn't a good idea.
They're going after anybody with has to do with Jabberwocky and all that crap.
Well, I don't know what that has to do with. I just thought that if it was going to save lives, it would be a good thing to listen to.
Yep. What about that anti-white terrorism?
I didn't listen to any of them. I just went and grabbed things that looked interesting.
Okay. I'll play that one. I'll play that one.
Okay. I just was trying to grab things you might find interesting.
Thank you.
My normal places of grabbing.
Oh, I like him. Steve Peters.
Oh, I like him too. He's
Yeah.
probably my favorite.
I like him.
Unless you hear unless you watch the hour-long show, most of his are not that long.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
I'm sure you saw it breaking all over the place today. RedVoiceMedia.com was one of the first outlets to break the news of an intentional act of terrorism that took place on the streets of Waukesha, Wisconsin on Sunday, where Christian families were gathered for a Christmas season celebratory event. During what was planned as a family and friends community-oriented gathering of peace and love, a black man called Darrell Brooks intentionally ran his SUV into the crowd. Shots were fired. Brooks appears to have been steering the vehicle with intent to take out as many innocent people as possible. Now, in the short time since the event, Red Voice Media has reported that Brooks has a long criminal history for crimes of violence and that he was actually out on bail for another criminal offense at the time of the mass casualty terror attack at the hands of the extremist radical Brooks. It seems that he posted bail on the day of the Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty verdict. Edward Saul is a Stu Peters Show investigative reporter. He's been working hard to fight through what seems to be a tight-lipped group of people. The media is overtly lying about what's happened here, but no doubt we're going to get to the truth. Edward joins us now. Edward, thank you for your hard work. What have we learned about the degenerate demon who killed these innocent Christians in Wisconsin?
Well, Stu, we know that his name is Daryl Edward Brooks Jr. Now, he's 39 years old. He's lived in multiple states. He actually has 25 different mugshots from those multiple states. Now, he's a career criminal. He had court records dating back to 1999 showing drug possession, obstruction of an officer, battery, bail jumping, 2 counts of a use of a dangerous weapon. You might now count that as 3 with use of that vehicle, and felony possession of a firearm back in July of 2020. Now, he has a series of open felonies, which are charges that haven't yet been prosecuted, but again, he's facing. And it was resisting an officer, felony bail jumping, second-degree reckless endangerment, domestic abuse, and disorderly conduct. He posted bail 2 days before the attack on the 21st. That's on November 19th, $1,000 posted. I don't know where that came from. I gave the lawyer a call today, but no response on this yet. But what we know is that on Sunday, about 4 p.m., this man was found in the vehicle of a red SUV, pulled out by police, no shoes on, and after he had indiscriminately murdered white students, white Christian parade goers. This was a Christmas parade in a town that is about 90% Caucasian. But the police are telling us right now there's no indication, no early indications there are of terrorism or any racial incentive to this, any racial motivation. We're also being told that there's no reason to believe there's any connection to radicalization, extremism, or to the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict out of Kenosha. Now, what we do know is that his name was released initially by accident by the police over the scanner.
Well, it was a Darrell Brooks. That rings for anything.
Moving apron, I ran that subject, lost on his ID in the car. He is suspended. Looks like he's at least $199 on the system.
Now, the deputies identifying himself as lighter skinned black male, dreadlocks, red shoes, no shoes.
Apron.
They found the guy without shoes. Very odd. We were initially hearing that he was fleeing from a knife attack. I don't know that. There's no evidence which shows that. What I do know is that if the spin and the excuse that's being given for this man's heinous crime is that, hey, he couldn't be a mass murderer. He was simply fleeing an attempted murder. Okay, not good. This person was clearly a career criminal, but much worse than this. Now, he's also a registered sex offender in Nevada and a self-admitted child sex trafficker and pedophile. Here he is talking about his own crimes.
And then as soon as we fall out, all of a sudden now I'm a pedophile. Let me explain that. 10 years ago, 2006, I caught a case with my oldest daughter's mama. Yes, my baby mama. She's from Oakland. I was busting moves in Nevada. I meet the say she want to get down, so I'm pimping on the I'll take her to Nevada. You know what I'm saying? I get cracked. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the was 16 at the time. She gave a statement to the police and told them, yeah, she was hoeing, that I was pimping, and that she was 16, and that I didn't know that. Okay?
Now, if you were to listen to the propagandists at Media Matters, they would tell you that the exact nature of the crime is not certain. But there you are. That was Daryl Brooks talking about the crime itself. And again, there are law enforcement officials and many media outlets happy to report this, that there's no connection to terrorism. Now, the odd thing about that is that he's a self-described terrorist. Now, this man has he's a rap name. He's got an alias. Math Boy Fly is what he goes by when he's not running children down in a parade. Now, this man actually has a song called Loudmouths, and in it, the loudmouth says he's a terrorist.
That part. Niggas talking down, know they scared of us. They is. Couple hundred shots before we hammer them.
You talking down, you don't want it, no, you scared of this. We about that action anywhere, yeah, we terrorists. Send me riding with me, I'ma slide, make it terrible. Hope you right with God, cause the casket with you headed for.
Now, there are several Facebook posts under that alias, under Math Boy Fly. Now, the first one was back in June 2020, and he was bragging and even trying to promote knocking white people out, especially the elderly. A real brave man this one is. He was making a playoff of what was happening last summer, if you'll remember. That was a knockout game happening where both elderly Caucasians, Asians, anyone not black was being punched out by young black activists. those who are espousing Black Lives Matter, but also those espousing the fist against the skull of those far much wiser than them. Now, the second post of note was this man on the ground, bloodied. He gives a cumulative shrug to this. Clearly, he doesn't care too much about violence. Clearly, he thinks it's an okay thing, maybe a means to an end. Now, on July 5th, he made this Black Lives Matter themed fruit basket. Now, there's no indications that this man has had an active role in, let's say, the Black Panthers or anything like that, but this clearly is an endorsement of Black Lives Matter, which again leaves you to black supremacy, the mindset that because of the color of your skin, in this case being black, that you are destined to rule the world. You're better than all the other races. It's racism, real one, for those propagandists and media who are having a hard time finding this. Now, again, I'm just a lowly investigative journalist with a few resources and a brain. Apparently, the media and the police haven't been able to find a connection, but look what you've already seen. He says he's a terrorist. He clearly admits to child sex trafficking, but there's much more. Now, this SUV that we saw in the video, it just was playing, you saw going through the crowd, going through band goers, going through many onlookers for this parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Now, this same red SUV can be seen in Mr. Darren Block's, basically his rap videos. And this man, he actually was very proud about this. As you see here on screen, this is Darrell Brooks using this vehicle to act as a backdrop as he and his friend play around with an Uzi and brag about murdering people. Now, I don't pretend to understand this reprobate demonic culture, one that justifies violence because it's for freedom, for protection of one's race. No, it's just race-based terrorism, okay? And the other part to this, too, is that we're not the only ones looking at this. Now, if clearly you can find others on our side that are rightly pointing to these connections, but let's look to the other side. Now, Black Lives Matter activist Vaughn L. Myers, he was actually at the scene in Waukesha, and he absolutely believes there's a connection to Kenosha, absolutely believes a connection to the group Black Lives Matter. He said, it sounds like the revolution has started.
Now, we'll have to wait and see, because they do have somebody in custody. We may have to wait and see what they say about why this happened. But it sounds like possible that the revolution has started in Wisconsin, starting with this Christmas parade.
Now, when you see these actions, this mass murder on the streets of America, much like a street that I'm on, any sane American, you say, that's murder, that's terrorism, that's something that cannot happen here, and we won't let it happen. But for many who've been watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial and been seeing the scenes outside of the courthouse, this was expected. This is what they were saying outside the courthouse.
So this court, the proceedings. If any of y'all think y'all gonna go anywhere in this country and be around black people, go where the black people are, or supporters of black people, and think you're the police, you're gonna get up. Like Kyle should have. Like he should have. He should be a victim. It don't matter. I'm telling them, that's what you think they came down here for. This is war. What do you think?
Now, in addition to all the evidence that I've already shown you, and I hope the police would have the foresight to look into this, American people demand it. We're never going to accept this kind of terrorism against children on our streets, whether it be by vehicle or by jab. You also need to look at this connection. This man is a self-described Black Israelite. Now, what this is a group that believes they are the true Jews. Now, this is his words. This is on November 13, 2015. He posted this poster with text on it that has Adolf Hitler on it that says, Hitler knew who the real Jews were. Now, he said, this is the real thing right here. This is research. Clearly, this man has some foreign ideologies. Clearly, this man has some specific motivations. I can't be stupid enough just to believe what the police have said, that there is no evidence. What have we just shown you? This man's connection to the Black Israelites is interesting because, again, if you think back to the Covington boys, the ones that were protesting but then were harassed and defamed and then ultimately became millionaires, Nicholas Sandmann was also getting entails with a Black Israelite. They have a record of violence and justifying it on themselves. Clearly, in this case, there's a connection in addition to the mass murder. Now, as of the recording this report, there are 5 dead, 40 wounded, and 18 children who are fighting for their lives right now. Any sane American who's seen that video of that SUV plowing through the crowd, they're not buying this motive that this is just a random act. They're not buying this motive that he was fleeing from a knife attack. And why don't you hear it right from someone who was an eyewitness to this mayhem? His name is Thomas Kluge. This man threw his daughter out of the way to save her from this madman. And he absolutely knows that vehicle is coming right for them.
And I noticed him coming through the crowd, and I noticed something was not right. And then I seen kind of like just people flying as I stood up. I'm like, oh no. My daughter stood up. I threw her out of the way, and then I basically yelled, "Get out of the way!" And my wife got out of the way, and by the time she did, the car came right past me, within at least 2 feet. I could have touched the car going by. If I had to get hit, I had to get hit. You know, it was just making sure they got out of the way. I mean, where we were sitting and there was a float between us and the curb, he made it an effort to come towards us. Because he wanted to get around the float, and just I don't know if it was to hit as many people as he can, or I don't know what the senseless intention was, other than just going the speed that he did.
You heard it from an eyewitness. You heard it from this reporter. You've seen real evidence, real facts. Now it's for you to make up that decision in your mind. What are you going to do when a madman comes to a Christmas parade near you while kids are playing Jingle Bells? You already know what you're going to do. And Americans need to start standing up for what they believe in. Reporting for the Stu Peters Show, I'm Edward Zell.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. Cancel culture has not only affected myself and my
That's good. So. But like I said, I'm not going to be on tomorrow night, but I will be on Thanksgiving night after I get home. You're muted.
How far away is she?
Who, my sister? Oh, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. She lives like 12 miles that way. So, but it's something to do. I wish I could red pill them, but they won't listen to me.
Well, at least you have a place to go that you loved and wanted, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
So I hope you and Digital and everybody else has a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm gonna be coming up on Thanksgiving after I get back. So come on up and we'll.
Unless you're too tired, don't bother. People, most everybody will be exhausted and either doing Thanksgiving night,
or they're full of tryptophan and they not get knocked out because that's what's in the turkey. It makes you tired. Tryptophan.
And you know, there's very few that like me that don't have any place to go or anything to do. So you go and you have fun and you rest and get started with a new week on Friday and Saturday, and you got 2 days to work, and then just make it a big holiday weekend.
Maybe.
Everybody's going to be busy on Thursday night, so just take the day off.
I gotta figure out what to get for
Fox
dessert.
will be
I don't even know what to get for dessert. She said to bring over a dessert.
Bring over a dessert.
Weed.
Yeah. But
Hawk should be on.
Yeah,
Hawk
just
said he was
don't.
going to do a Thanksgiving Day thing.
He said he would do a Thanksgiving.
thank you, David. You too, darling. So, David said happy Thanksgiving.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving back to you too.
So, but I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna probably go pick up a dessert somewhere and, you know,
Throw it.
I don't know. I mean, with all there's weird shortages. You know, it's like I want to do like an ambrosia salad, but it's like you'd have everything but like 2 ingredients. You know.
I had a salad I made a lot. It's called the Watergate salad. I don't know why, but I called it pistachio, and my staff called it the Linda's green salad.
Yeah.
And all it is pistachio pudding and pie filling, and the little bitty pieces of pineapple,
Yeah.
like the dime slice chunks of pineapple, and its juice, and you mix those together and throw in some Cool Whip and some marshmallows and some nuts, and you got a wonderful. It's just those few ingredients. It's really easy, and it goes like crazy. If I
Yeah.
only brought one bowl of it, it was, where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? We can't, there's not enough for everybody. And it was so simple to make. I usually, for an office party, I always took 2 bowls and rarely had anything to take home.
Yeah. They used to make that at my family reunions. You know, we'd have that, and you know, I had a German, Italian, Irish family, so it was very, you know, German potato salad, and my grandmother's on my dad's side. You know, she made all her raviolis and everything from scratch. You know, all her. I mean, just
I have a German salad dressing recipe.
I have her pasta press from Italy
Oh,
from
we
the 1950s.
that still got the recipe for the salad dressing, but
It's got the big
I love it.
clamp you tie on and just crank. I've never used it, but that thing is so heavy. If you dropped it on your toe, it'd probably break your foot. But I still have it. So. But she was a hell of a cook, but she did not like doing dishes.
I hate dishes. I hate cleaning the kitchen, but I could.
She just kept buying more dishes. That's all she did. You know, instead of washing them, she just buy more.
Right now, all I tend to use is silverware and glasses to put smoothies.
I remember my parents took me and all my brothers and sisters. There were 7 of us. We went over there to do all the dishes, and it took us like all day, all 7 of us, just to do all. I mean, they were almost piled to the ceiling. I mean, there was that many dishes in that sink. It was insane. It was like an assembly line.
To put the what? We're not using my dishwasher right now because there's just nothing to wash, and except glasses.
Yeah.
And we're using basically the same ones to put the smoothies in so they can freeze in the freezer. So she has.
I bought during the. It was about when I first moved into my apartment over at my where I lived before. I went over to my sister's house, and my brother-in-law was selling different like scratch and dent things. You know, you buy pallets of things, and you could sell them on. I went over there, and there's this like little white box, you know, but like this big, and I was like, "What is that?" They said it's a countertop dishwasher.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the hell?" You know, and I was like, "Does it work?" And he's like, "Yeah, it works." So I was like, "How much for it?" You know, and he's like, $60, you know. And I was like, "I'll take it." You know, it works really good. You just have to have the attachment, and then you run, you know, and you hook it up to your sink, and you fill it up with the detergent in, and it drains into your sink and everything. Easy peasy.
it's just not worth the water or the electricity to run the dishwasher. So, but she just does not want to put anything up that she's put into the dishwasher. Just keeps filling the dish drainer with. She washes them, fills up the dish drainer, and keeps adding dishes to them until they fall out.
Oh, like triple, quadruple washing until it's full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
That's where they store. It's just like that's the cabinet.
Yeah, it's doing, but it's not a
There's
real.
not enough traffic.
Doesn't make me happy.
Yep. So let's do another prayer before we go to Night Land.
I got 235 miles to drive.
We're gonna do the prayer for.
You be careful on the road, Digital, because there are people driving automobiles who have had all 4 vacations. And if they've had 4 vacations, they're so stupid they don't know how to drive. So you be careful. Don't you get yourself hurt. I'm going to be pissed.
I'm doing it when hopefully all the retards are in bed.
I agree with you. If it was me, I'd be driving at night too.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the daily prayer.
To Nashville once, straight through. And that was luckily I started at night, so I missed Boston and Philly in the daytime, and I can handle the rest of the trip in the daytime until you hit Nashville, and then I can handle that by going around it. But I only had to get through Boston and Philly and for big towns to get around them and through them. And so I left at night also so that I would hit those. I actually set it up so I hit Boston right close at 1 a.m. and then went the rest of the way, drove straight through. 22 and a half hours straight.
Nice.
I was young.
Mine's maybe 3 or 4.
I was young.
So we're gonna do the daily prayer. It says, "O Almighty and everlasting God, Creator of heaven and earth and the universe, help me to be, to think, to act what is right, because it is right. Make me truthful, honest, and honorable in all things. Make me intellectually honest for the sake of right and honor, and without thought of reward to me. Give me the ability to be charitable, forgiving, and patient with my fellow men. Help me to understand their motives and their shortcomings, even as though understanding mine. Amen, amen, and amen."
And I think Darren Little would say, so be it.
Yep. So I'll see you all possibly Thursday.
Still think you ought to consider going to bed early.
Love you.
Yeah, get to bed. Bye. Love you guys.
Be careful, Digital. Okay.
See you on the interwebs.
Promise.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
I will.
Bye.
Have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
You too. Love y'all. Remember, everybody, where we go one, we go all. United we stand, divided we fall. To lose this country, we have no one but ourselves to blame. I will see you all possibly Thanksgiving evening. I will be taking off tomorrow night. Angel of Yahweh.